Warning. Warning. This is not a test. This is not a test.
Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full-Length Cup Challenge as we get set to bring you all the action from iRacing's virtual Kansas Speedway here in beautiful Kansas City, Kansas. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing, including the Goat Walker Racing Series, the Full-Length Cup Challenge, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince, alongside the booth for tonight, Kirk Mills, with DJ Live producing using cameras provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Tonight, we visit Kansas Speedway as we approach the early portions, already being complete about almost a third of the way through the schedule, Kirk, as we continue on with a mile and a half.
Oh yeah, it's almost time to go Kansas racing, baby. It's Kansas. It's one of the better tracks in the Midwest here. It's really nice looking racetrack right here in the middle of the country, smack dab. You put it right there, there's the racetrack. Take a look at this beautiful looking place. One of the few racetracks on the NASCAR circuit that we all as drivers love coming here. I haven't met anybody who doesn't like coming to Kansas. 17 to 20 degrees of banking into corners, about a half mile per the usual at these intermediate tracks, as they would call them. Kansas City, Kansas. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you have never ever seen a race at Kansas, you're going to love this one. That's for sure.
Yes, indeed, have been around since 2001. Progressive banking, 17 to 20 degrees in the corners here. Lots of opportunity for multi-groove racing as a result. Some will ride the bottom to save the tires. Others will push up against the wall. So far, two different drivers have won two races this season. Those drivers so far, Lucas Hoytsma and Owen Hodgson, the latest to join the multi-race club after a lengthy one at Texas Motor Speedway last time out. No one able to break through with that win. That was impressive, what we've seen at Texas. And we see the team standings continue to grow for RH Motorsports, who showed plenty of speed last week, Kirk.
Absolutely, plenty of speed. Ralph Hutchinson Motorsports, RH Motorsports, their whole team is really up to date, ready to go. They have absolute confidence in their cars this week. But definitely Fortis and Dirty South are trying to just catch back up to them. Team Constantly slipping back in the points here, back quite a bit as the rest of the teams are on that little screen you got there. But what I can tell you right now is every one of these guys out here on the racetrack are just really concerned with the wind. We're out here with 20-mile-an-hour winds coming out of the what is it? That's the southeast. It's going to really make turn 4 really tight. So it's exciting to see how they're going to be able to handle that dynamic here at Kansas.
We'll see how they handle the racetrack here tonight. Qualifying taking place Friday night and throughout Saturday. Let's find out how we'll start in the next moments or so. 45 starters. Once again, 43 made registration. Derek Heitman starts the pole tonight. Patrick Gitter starts alongside as Fortis has the front row. Nicholas Ruman looks to vroom from second row alongside Matt DiCiani in 4th position. Lucas Hoytsma starts alongside Clayton Hoffman. That's the look at row number 3. Row 4, Dylan Kritz and Eric Good qualified. Ralph Hutchinson alongside him. Rounding out your top 10, Paul Hill and Stephen Williams, your top 10.
Starting in the 11th place spot tonight will be Dustin Hall from the West, and starting in 12th will be Evan Mesnard from Ohio. Starting in 13th, Bobby Anderson from Texas, and then Ben Tracy to his outside from the Plains. Starting in 15th place tonight will be Neil Pearson from Australia, and to his outside will be Matt White from the Midwest. Starting in 17th will be Hunter Truel from New England and Thomas Kulmacheski from the Atlantic. Starting in 19th will be Dave Hoetzma from Indiana and Sean O'Brien Jr. from New England.
21st goes to Billy Breckley tonight. Alongside him is William Owens. Then it's Nolan Hodgson, a different look tonight. He'll start alongside Tower Hunter, also with a different look in the 48. Sturdy Benfield is alongside Chad Center. In the back of the grid, Jacob Simpson 27th, Kevin Zosiak start 28th. 29th goes to Jeremy Clopper Newell, and the top 30, Devin Medeiros.
Tanner Marty starts 31st to his outside. Tommy Gossett, we'll see how he marches up to the front. Jason S. Taylor to his outside. Richard Kleinman. Starting in 35th, Ryan Strunk and Robert Miller. Heartbreak from last week trying to come back. Jonathan Delaney in the 6th. Larry McDonald in the 80. Got the 07 of Daniel Llewellyn to his outside. Cameron Stone. Ryan Jones. Adam Benefiel. And of course, Carl Dodson will round out your 43 car field here from Kansas. These guys are coming through turn number 4 right now, getting ready to get the green flag underway. I'm excited, man. Let's get this thing rolling.
It's going to be a fun night. All set to go racing here from Kansas here.
All right, through the Geico restart zone. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Into turn number 1. You see Heitman take that starting spot in the lead. Patrick Gitter on the back end getting racing. Oh, caution out already.
Ryan Strunk is in the grass. Started 35th and immediately turned around by Jonathan Delaney. And already under yellow just like that.
Not a way you want to start a race, man. We just got started. Let's see what happened here out of the gate. Ryan Strunk there in the 77. 6 car just, I think 77 must have missed a shift or something because he just hit the brakes pretty hard.
Yeah, just didn't go. And immediately puts out the first caution flag. Take a look from the 77. Was given a fair amount of space in the first place as you see him playing around with the gears to make sure he was in the right one.
It was his first race back since his PC pretty much died. He loves Kansas. He was hoping to make it to the end in one piece, but he just couldn't even get the 3rd gear before he spun the thing out. He shifted from 2nd at the top of the gear down to 1st.
And that absolutely turns around his race, and no damage. Well, there is a ton of damage actually to Jonathan Delaney's front nose here. So he's going to need to get repairs done. By the way, there was a black flag before the green flag dropped for Tommy Gossett. So he'll have to come down under green to serve a penalty for this one. Now, the reason being here with the penalty, get word on that once we can, but he does have to serve one. 2 drivers also receive voice chat bans for this race due to swearing.
Yep, in this league, if you swear over the radio, that would automatically give you can't chat for the rest of the race, or if you do it last week and they don't catch it, they'll put you to the next week. The Gossett here, the reason why he got this black flag was because last week that 33 car actually had a restart violation where whenever he was up in the front pushing, I think it was the 26 car of Hill, he went down to the bottom of the racetrack before the start finish line. Restart violation put him in have a black flag before the start of this race here tonight. So that's the reason for his black this early on.
Two drivers also, or rather one, did also receive a suspension actually today. And Joey Brebe, because he qualified with failure to opt out before the race at Texas. So no run for him. Dyson and Hunter enter today also in probationary periods. So we were talking about just before today, since the officials, for whatever reason, are very humid as of late. Oh look, the fog is back. It is very foggy all of a sudden here in Kansas. For whatever reason, there's been a lot of fog in official races lately.
Not just official races. I mean, we're sitting here, by the way, Nolan Hodgson on screen. He's a happy guy. He puts on that VR headset, and he's a happy guy. However, we haven't even gotten going yet. We didn't even make it to turn one, and we already got the haze coming in. It's hopefully we saw this. The last time we saw this was back at Circuit of the Americas when that huge fog rolled in, and it was absolutely hard to see the cars on the track. But look at this. I think it's the wind is blowing up all the dust up in the air. That's what I think it is. It might be actually fog, but I still believe with that wind, 22 miles an hour right now blowing towards the south, let's just say it's a dust storm. We got a dust storm out there on the racetrack right now.
So getting ready for the restart, Heitman and Gitter still in the front row, followed by Roman and Hoitzma now. DeCiani start alongside Clayton Hoffman in row 3. See what happens on this restart. Already communications over the radio. Nose appears to have been fixed for Jonathan Delaney with this caution period. After 25 seconds of repairs, Daniel Wallen also topped off this yellow. Green flag is out, and we're back underway. Derek Heitman gets the launch. Now Vroom looks to battle for second position.
Side by side through turns 1 and 2. Finally, for the first time today under green flag conditions, the whole field tries to find their groove wherever they want to run. The top, the bottom, the middle. Where do they want to be? Right now, down the back straightaway, you can see the only battle up front is for that second place spot. That purple car, pink car, whatever you want to call it, down on the bottom of Vroom, trying to make the bottom work to the bottom of Patrick Gitter. Not going to work this time. They'll pull in single file. And coming across the line, it is Derek Heitman leading the first lap of the day.
First lap under green, should say. He's led all 5 technically with the pace laps so far. As most of the field doing what we expected here. Run the bottom, save tires before potentially migrating up top. So much of the field trying to make sure they don't cook their stuff here before they slip up.
Save tire. You know, one of the number one comments I heard from the drivers prior to this race was they do not want to be with the folks that just burn their stuff up early and then drop back to the back. Right now, the battle for second starting to heat up even more. You look at that right there. There's Vroman down on the bottom. New fast lap by Hunter Truell. He is now trying to take that little extra bonus point home with him today. We'll see if that stands for the duration of the race. We got that still side by side for that second place spot. We got 80 laps in this stage, so about 72 more laps before we get there. But once we do get there, stage points will be awarded to the top 10, and they have single filed out for the front 8, it looks like.
See, as there goes Gossett, they're serving his black flag penalty. It's already zipped on by, no issue, as he blends in with the race leaders. Take a look at the 35 machine amongst those driving on the outside. That's Ben Tracy. Haven't seen too much of Ben Tracy this season. Started with a great qualifying run at the very least. So far, a -1 on the race. Already amongst those, moving up to the top to middle so far.
Yeah, Ben Tracy, great guy. I tell you what, he was really excited about the start. He's hoping to get a top 20 tonight, so we'll see if he's able to stay where he is. He says that this league's really competitive, and these guys are all really, really good. So anything within the top 20 is something that he would be proud of. So I'm happy to see him running there in the top 20. As we got Kolmacheski in the 88 car saying hello to his old friend, The Wall. It seems like he has love for that top line. Every track we go to, he loves running the top. And you can see that right there with the new fast lap right there, 30.801. And that's what we're talking about. This guy, he's just able to make speed on the top.
That's to be expected. You can rip that top pretty quickly here. And some have described the balance switches you can have on the race lines too. Sometimes you're able to make things loose by running that outside. That's the thing though. The more you run the outside, the more you burn that right rear, and the more you burn the right rear, depending on your setup, you might fall off. Sometimes you might. It's up to preference on how you want to run this track. Has a bit of door contact. Hoffman making some door baiting with Dylan Kritz.
A lot of hard racing in the middle of this field. Some guys, remember, they're trying to save tire. Other guys are trying to push, like Cole Macheski. He's a guy who's definitely not one to like saving tires. He wants to go and get on the TV as much as he can. Something I've noticed about him is he might not have the results to show for it, but he has a lot of screen time, which is what that 88 seems to get whenever he's running those fast times. New fast lap, though, Richard Kleinman, 30.6. Where did he come from? I don't even think he's in the top five. So we got a battle for second again. Here comes Roman down to the bottom. Patrick Gitter running the top, trying to make the top work. And it looks like Gitter is going to have the run off the corner, and he will hang on to that second place spot. But they are chasing down Derek Heitman in the lead right now. So I don't anticipate this battle getting any softer anytime soon. I think it's only going to intensify later through this race.
Indeed, still 254 laps to go as we continue on with the action. Still lots of racing overall to go. Should be inside the fuel mark, by the way, for those curious, on the run with the caution flag. So shouldn't see green flag pit stops in this stage at least. Here today at Kansas with the run. Unless they start to really push this mileage here in this package. Take a look at some of the drivers meanwhile. Pearson, who's in front of Brickley. This is the battle for 16th on track.
Yeah, you'd expect that. I mean, back in this area, you got a lot of dirty air. We heard from a lot of drivers tonight that they said dirty air is going to be a big deal. If you're up front in clean air, you just seem to have a lot more grip, a lot better driving capabilities instead of the drivers who are stuck in this dirty air trying to make moves. It just pushes tight on you, and you can't really make it work. However, what I did want to mention is last week's winner, Nolan Hodson. You know what's crazy about this situation is Nolan, he's running back in 40th right now, at the very tail end of this field. And he's running back there with another driver who's won this year, or at least has speed, Adam Benefiel. Both of these guys. And then Delaney's running 37th. So 37th, 38th, and 39th, all these guys are just chilling out in the back. We don't normally see them that much. Chilling in the back is what he put there on the screen. I love that. That's exactly what they're doing. You got Cameron Stone as well, another guy you don't expect to see towards the back, but they're all running in their own little line, and I'm not sure exactly what the long-term goal is here. None of them have really tried to make an attempt to move forward. They've just decided to ride around with Carl Dodson back here.
The Komacheski trying to rip the outside. Now following along with Dodson. He's right now amongst those way in the back as well, providing his viewpoint tonight. So far, just trying to see what line works. It looks like he is sticking to the bottom of the racetrack also. Just trying to go the short distance around, clipping the apron a little bit though. That washes him up.
New leader. We had Derek Heitman in the leads. Battle for the lead is heating up big time. Patrick Gitter and Nicholas Roman both got by those leaders, 76. 76 making it 3 wide on the bottom. Holy cow, we take a look at the back for 1 minute and they're 3 wide for the lead. What on earth? Here comes that outside. Remember Roman in that pink car. He said that his favorite weapon, his second favorite weapon other than the steering wheel, is his paint scheme. And it seems it's working for him. He has now taken the lead, and Patrick Gitter moves up to second with Heitman dropping back to third.
Great run now from early on in the stage. He looks to try and move ahead. Gitter getting the push to close up on the battle. Derek Heitman rides the bottom of the racetrack as they go on. So, it's about the plotting and planning stage of this type of style of racing. Gitter looks to get the side draft on to try and take the lead for himself.
Ooh, yeah, you see it. He's going to the bottom just like that. But that top line, it has a lot of speed up there. At 95, he's going to go zip right on by. You see the run right there. Bam, he's gone. Don't even have to worry about it. That 76, though, of Heitman sitting in third right there. These guys now, what they're doing, it's going to end up being someone will push for a lap or two, and then they'll lose grip, and then here comes the next place guy, and then they'll just be battling like that for the next little while until the tires start really wearing off. But luckily, we go to lap 80, so we'll see exactly how well these guys are actually saving their things, because it seems like they're not saving that much. It seems like there's a lot of pushing up in the front of the field right now. May not be running fastest laps every single time, but they are consistent in that they are still racing each other. They're not just content to ride single file. Every line, take a look. They're running 3 different lines right now. So Gitter's trying that like lower top with Roman on the very top. Then you got 76 of Heitman running the bottom. DeCiani's there now. It's a 4-car battle. Gitter's going to try to top again this time by, and he's going to have a big run. I think we're going to have a new leader when we hit the start-finish line if he can carry the run. Oh, he's going to carry it for sure. He's going to move down to the bottom, and he will lead that lap. New leader, Patrick Gitter at the line, leading lap number 22 into lap 23.
Make the swap no issue. Gitter's led 3 laps in total so far tonight so far. They continue to swap around here with the side draft. It's fun to do this battling. It will chew up the tires obviously here, Kirk. But it's very mightily fun to be able to battle on this racetrack like this. It's why it's become a favorite when it comes to the style of racing with this car.
Not just the style of racing, it's a favorite to the fans. Everybody loves watching it because right now the leaders, they're not 10 seconds ahead of second place. They're right here. They're battling side by side, splitting positions every single time. This is one of the few examples of when the next-gen car can actually compete at a high level and make it look good. Right now, the top 2 still side by side, but DeCiani at the third, that's something to note. Remember, DeCiani has not yet been to the front of the field all day yet, but he's moved up another spot. He's almost going to be coming up to the front of the field if these two continue side drafting each other in front of him. He's got a big old run heading into turn 1, though. I don't think it's going to work. Gitter's holding the top pretty well. We're starting to see that line migrate off the bottom and move straight up to the top of the racetrack. And I think that's because the car's tires are just worn enough to the point where, you have to really move up if you want to keep speed. But we got still some guys coming to the bottom, like Derek Heitman in the 76. He's still running the bottom. Lucas Hoytsma, he's got the bottom rolling. Another guy who's got the bottom. Nobody in the top 10 after that runs the bottom. So only 2 of the top 10 are really doing that in 3 and 4. But I will mention, going all the way back to about 11th place, they are still within a second and a half of each other. And you don't normally hear that type of thing with the top 11 after 25 laps at a racetrack, unless it is something that everybody's really close and competitive with. And it seems like any one of these guys could win this week. Got Patrick Gitter coming back down to the bottom, making the middle line, trying to make that work. DeCiani right in his tail, trying to get going as well, but not ever going to be able to withhold that top line momentum that Roman's carrying right now.
Take a look at some of the other battles as they continue to spar around here. Ralph Hutchinson, Musto's choosing to run the middle, interesting enough. Looking for clean air on the front nose. Lucas Hoytsma battling with Bobby Anderson. Bobby Anderson up there. Kolmacheski continues to just ride up topside with them.
And we talked about him. He's a guy who can really just push all day, get up towards the front. He's really loose off 4. He's got a really loose handling race car, but loose is fast. So he's going to definitely be quick for a little while until that tire starts to burn up. But Kolmacheski started 18th. He's up to 7th. He is moving forward. And not to mention, Bobby Anderson started 13th. He's up to 8th. He talked to me prior to the race starting. He said he just really wanted to try something different. He's went up there, practiced a lot, and he's going to try and run up here and go a little faster than he normally would. And take a look at that. He's doing really well in the 5 car, just behind Kolmacheski. Another guy that you want to keep an eye on as well, Hunter Truehl. Look at him. He's in the 17th. He started 17th, but he moved all the way up to the top 10 now. So these guys that started towards the back end of the teams are now moving towards the front, and they just got to be able to hold on to their ground. The only issue being is that tire fall off. It's going to be big, and when we see it, let's keep an eye on the 88 and on that 70, on the 71, Hunter Truehl. These 2 guys, I think these guys are going to have to keep an eye on to see how their tire fall off is going to be, because they're really pushing it.
Look at some of your biggest movers, by the way. No surprise, Robert Miller amongst those yet again. He's not been good in qualifying, but his race pace has been on point, already up 22 spots. Komacheski battling with one of the big mover spots too. Ryan Jones also up a fair bit of ground so far in this one. Based on those totals, Hunter Trueau also slowly making his way to the pack. There's a look at Paul Hill, who started towards the front of the field. Meanwhile, he's only up the 2 spots. He's maintained track position for CFM Performance.
Paul Hill almost won last week. He had a great car, and he was running up in the front at the end of the race. Just unfortunate situation running with Gossett in the 33. Ended up making contact, got in the wall, got himself taken out of the race. It was unfortunate. I hated to see it, and so did most of the drivers in post-race. But I can tell you right now, in terms of drivers in the front, that's actually kind of surprising me. Look at DeCiani. He's running second now. He got by Patrick Gitter here in this 21, and that 4 car, he is on a rocket ship. He is chasing down Vroman, and he's doing it quickly. I think he might get there in a handful of laps if he continues this pace up.
It's going to get interesting with DeCiani, another Fortis car that's looking very stellar on this long run. Right now, the fall off, not even 1 full second yet for this field, as Vroom Vroom looks like he's starting to play a little bit of the aero games here to try and take some dirty air to the front end of the 4 car.
That's a smart decision to do. I mean, he understands how these cars work. You could really throw some air on another car and make a big difference. That's why you see them making different lanes, because you can't run directly behind someone and expect to be able to pass them, because you lose so much front downforce. The car just wants to push up towards the wall, and you want to hit it so bad when you follow in right behind. Like, look, right now, Patrick Gitter, where he's at, he is pushing tight. Right now, he's trying to get a little bit of air on that right front. It's not going to work out for him. That's why he wasn't able to get the run. 76 made it to his inside because of that. So it's that type of move that you want to keep an eye on. But one thing I did want to mention as well, we had the 88 just a moment ago getting to the wall off of turn number 4. He was running in 6th, hit the wall pretty good, lost, I think, about 2 spots. But he's still hanging on to the race car. A caution is out now. That is on lap number 33. Second caution of the day. Took him 33 laps to get there. Tanner Marty in the 29 car, I believe, involved in this one.
Owen Hodgson also involved, sent into the grass, but it's Marty who's the trigger. Sander also slammed the wall. Take a look at the replay here on Maconi Entertainment as the 29 slides on through the grass, has to lock it up and spin out.
Yeah, the worst for wear, I think, is that 94 car. I think he's going to have the worst damage out of all this. He hit the wall pretty good. The 12 and the 29 just spun out a little bit, made a little contact with each other. Hard hit there, but that's going to be fixable. 12 car and a 29, they're fine. But that 94 right there, you see him just go on by. He hits the wall pretty good, and that's going to end up making him have to get some repairs done in the 94 car. I think that might be something that's worth seeing here. You can see that Nolan here is just holding the middle line, trying to get some fresh air on the front end of the car. And 29 hits the wall. Not Nolan's fault whatsoever. He was nowhere near this wreck. And he just ended up being in the wrong spot as you're on board now with Sander. Hard right side contact. I think that may have broken the right front suspension. He's going to need to have a lot of repairs done to that car before he's back out competitive again. You can take a look at that wheel. It's not even turning. Yeah, he's going to have a little while before he's even ready to come back out on the racetrack.
Absolutely destroyed, and because the time of the caution, the entire field coming down to take tires here. As mentioned, they were looking good on fuel mileage based on the first caution. So we'll see if there's any strategy differences here, if anybody's bold enough to take 2. Most look like they're taking 4, and that is indeed the case across pit road. Race off pit road. Ignore Kevin Soziak, he missed his stall. Matt DeCiani, though, gets the edge out of pit road.
I think there may have been some gains on pit road because there was some damage on the front end of Derek Heitman. If we look at the entryway to pit road for the front guys, Vroman, DeCiani, and those folks, I think that DeCiani really hit the gas to get to the back bumper of Vroman as Vroman was slowing down, and it caused a chain reaction to put a lot of damage on the front end of that 76. I think we really need to take a look at that. Take a look on the entry to pit road right here. Before this, it's about another 20 seconds prior. If we go back to the very entry, we need to go to commitment cone. So we see right here, we're on board with Heitman. And here's what ends up happening. You see the 4 car, he's going to hit the gas to catch back up, but he has to slow down for it right here. Bang! And that's going to really cause some front-end damage to that car if he wasn't able to fix it on the pit road, which I don't think he was. It's still there on the front of his car as he exited. Oh, no, he fixed it. He fixed it in the pit lane. His car should be back up to full running order, but that front end, very lucky to survive that contact.
Would you believe those were 3 teammates that all gave themselves damage? Heitman, Gitter, amongst those in the contact in the initial checkup with DeCiani. And also, you also threw Lucas Hoytsma in the mix also. That all picked up some sort of damage from that. DeCiani now in control over Vroom Vroom. Then it's Hill and Anderson, Komacheski, Hutchison, Hoffman, Truell, Miller, and Pearson, the top 10.
Yeah, those guys that made those contact in the pits, they actually came back down again. Derek Heitman, the 97 of Lucas Hoytsma, and then, of course, Patrick Gitter. These guys all came back down pit road again, so they're going to be in the back 30s. We're going to have some new folks in the top 10 after all that. New top 10 here. We got DeCiani, Vroman, Hill, Anderson, Kumacheski cracking the top 5 for the first time today. Ralph Hutchinson, Hoffman, Truell, Robert Miller starting 36, now running 9th. Pace car's going to dive down. Neil Pearson in 10th. I'm excited, man. Let's see how they're able to handle this new track position.
Green flag's out back of the way. As DeCiani makes his way forward. Vroom Vroom looking to try and find a way to pull him on back. Inside line usually been the stronger line, but Vroman has more speed. Able to pull his way around to take away the race lead off the launch.
Yep, he's got it, and he also cleared him, so he's not going to have that much side draft. He pulls down in front of him, cuts the nose off. That's going to make him aero tight here going into turn 3 and 4. 3 wide behind these folks. You're going to start seeing Kumacheski trying to make that top line work. One car got in the wall. I think that was Neil Pearson in the 62 car. They hang on to it as they continue on down the racetrack. Up front, now that that caution came out, it's a 40-lap dash to the end of the stage. These guys have just got to put on the gas and get going. They don't care about saving anymore. They got good tires. They got good fuel data. They're good to go. Just get down to the end of this stage and win you some stage points.
Side by side battling still as Hutchison zooms his way around Hoffman. Closes up Komacheski. Now to the bumper. As now they look to zoom their way around 2 by 2. Multiple rows deep as they go. Take a look at some of the others. Mesnard amongst those who had a decent restart spot, squeezing Delaney a little bit up the track. That was a little bit sketchy.
He must not have known he was 3 wide until somebody yelled at him a second ago. I guarantee you someone may have told him. Because that was tight. Man, it's tight all over this track. You're starting to see cars get really close to each other all over this place right now. That 6 car and Adam and Delaney, these guys have all got to get out of this hornet's nest. They got a lot of speed. We know they do, but they just got to get through all this mess. But they have been charging since the restart. Remember, they were running in the back 30s and 40s prior to the leader starting to race pretty hard there as they're 3 wide again. Bottom Medeiros, middle Brickley, top is Benefiel right there. They're coming off turn number 4 and barely making contact is Brickley to the left rear quarter panel of Adam Benefiel, hanging onto the car, but still moving forward. That Team Conti sim performance is definitely on the move towards the front, but so is Bobby Anderson to the lead on the outside. Take a look at that new leader, that 5 car. Remember, he worked all week trying to build this setup, and it seems to be working for him. And Komacheski joining him, trying to make the top line work.
Sort of squabbling here and all of this now. Outside Komacheski, committed to that line. These two obviously destroying their tires, but they want track position and they want it now.
Oh, man, no, they're happy with them tires. They don't care. They want to lead some laps, man. That's what it's about. That's what they love. Yeah, they know they're going to suffer later. You're absolutely right. But they want to lead some laps. Get on the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying there. Hoffman also doing the same. Now a brand new top 3. As Anderson gets some laps led here on the night. Looks like Hoffman going to try and pass them now on the bottom of the racetrack. Look how much ground you make up on the bottom if you're able to pull it off. Nearly pull it off and move for second.
Still side by side, man. It's great racing up in the front. This is awesome. This is what we like seeing. If you don't know exactly what the driver's doing, it just looks great. But if you know what the drivers are doing, it starts to get on your mind a little bit. Like, you just know some guys are saving, some guys are pushing pretty hard. But Bobby, man, take a look at this guy. I'm so happy for him, man. Up here leading laps on his own, not from qualifying. He earned this spot. And same thing with Kolmacheski up front. He's earning it. And I'm happy to see it, but is he going to be able to stay out there for the whole stage? That is the question that has yet to been answered. But hey, someone else to mention. Take a look at who is in 8th place right now. It is Robert Miller. He started 36th. Delaney's in 10th. He started 37th. Benefield started 42nd, and he's up to 12th. So all these guys who are at the back of the pack have decided, you know what? Let's switch. I'll go to the front. You all go to the mid-20s. What do you say? There are first and second place starters. Derek Heitman and Patrick Gitter are running 20th right now. So it just swapped the back to the front, it seems like. But up front, that second place spot is still contested. You got the 92 of Clayton Hoffman trying to make the middle lane work, with Kolmacheski on the top trying to push the 5 car. But that's only going to make his car tighter. He hits the wall that time.
These drivers really dealing with those winds still. Winds have stayed consistent at 21 miles an hour to that turn 4 exit throughout this race, by the way, to reset once again on that. Less than 20 laps to go in the stage. And right now it's going to be the tough thing. If you're riding topside, how do you make a pass? It becomes almost like a train on that outside groove. How do you make the moves here, Kirk?
It depends if you got a car in front of you or not. If you got a car in front of you, like if you're in Kolmacheski's position where the 5 car is not going to get off the wall for any reason whatsoever, I don't think that 5 is going to move. You got to change lines just like that. Look at that 88 car down to the bottom of the racetrack trying to make it work. He's got some damage on the right front, but the 92 of Hoffman, he used the top and he's going to blow right on by that 88 car. And that will put Kolmacheski back to 3rd. But take a look who's coming up through the field. Hunter Truel in that Maconi setup shot. Toyota, he's moved up. He's up to 4th now, trying to battle with DeCiani and all, but dropping back a couple more spots on the exit there of that corner. But he's still running within the top 7. Kolmacheski trying to make the bottom work, but it didn't work the first time around. And it doesn't look like it's working here. But new battle for the lead. The 92 of Clayton Hoffman dove it in deep. And now he is side by side for the lead down the back. Look at this picture. This is amazing. Lap 48, and these guys are already 3-4 wide throughout the field. This is almost like Talladega pack racing right now.
This is not as crazy as when, say, the Gen 6 low horsepower package came out, but it's coming up pretty close in terms of the momentum swings. Miller zips his way into 4th spot. Robert Miller may be the fastest car on the racetrack right now with what he's been able to do. Last time by, he was 2/10 off the leader, but he's basically on the same set as that 92 machine in terms of the Altus Cam. Side by side now for 2nd once again as they continue to squabble 3 wide.
These guys are going to keep hitting the wall. Eventually, it's going to bite them pretty hard when they can't make the corner anymore. That 88 starting to lose a lot of speed, but Clayton Hoffman taking this lead away from Bobby Anderson really says something. I think Hoffman's got a little bit longer run speed than what we may have initially thought, because that 4 car, DeCiani, he's catching back up to his back bumper, but Hoffman still got the lead running the middle lane now. You only really need to push. Oh, golly, these guys are hitting the wall hard. You see Dodson there hitting it pretty good from 8th spot there. Losing some positions on the top after that contact. Lots of wall hits every time off turn 4, and it's all due to that wind as it looks like Dodson's got a guest in the background watching you. Hey, how you doing, Carl? Good to hear from you. You're looking very, very determined. I love the face right there, and you got the doggy playing with the toy right there, too. That's what I call A-class viewage right there. Got 2 puppy dogs. Oh, that's awesome. 3, is that one on the couch?
Oh, he's
yeah, Dodson. Oh, yeah, not again.
He has destroyed the right front tire. That entire right front fender is crumpled up. The Fortis machine is getting absolutely decimated on the track as a result here. So that's now going to see him fall back in the order with significant damage in this field. The bottom of the group racetrack is now where a lot of these drivers have started to move on down again outside the Hornet's Nest. Munstle's moving back. Dustin Hall, who had a speeding penalty during his pit stop excursion, he's back up to 14th.
making the moves back up to the front's the right thing to do. Everybody who's pushing their tires pretty hard at the beginning is starting to fall back. You see that with Bobby Anderson, with Skolmacheski. These guys, they're hitting the wall, they're backing up. But Clayton Hoffman is one of those guys that moved forward as well. But he's holding his own pretty well up towards the front of the field. But DeCiani, I think, will eventually get him. That 15 car, Robert Miller, though, remember, he started the day in 36th. He's now up to 3rd, as one is in the grass, back in the back of the field. He's going to be able to hang on to the car. It looks like that may have been the 65 of Sean O'Brien Jr. that was in the grass. He hangs on to it and keeps it green. But that was the first incident I saw there. Let's take a look and see what happened. Coming off turn 4, I believe it was. He's on the inside.
Drifted up, and then bye-bye.
Nice save. He hung onto that car pretty well. But man, we still got some crazy racing going on up front. He saved it again in the grass. Wow. But let's try to make sure we keep an eye up here, because we got a hornet's nest right around where Adam Benefiel is right now. And in the up front still, of course, we got a battle going all over the place. But we got a real hornet's nest back here, going 3 wide with these fast cars trying to get by these slow cars, trying to get through the field. But there's not really anywhere they can go. It's just kind of clogged up as the battle for second still rages on. You got Robert trying to make the bottom work to the inside of DeCiani.
He's side by side for second as Miller tries to make the move. Looks to slide up, makes the pass. Able to slot up and make the pass up to P2. And now it's 1-2 for the Altus camp in terms of those drivers working together here. Miller, he's had horrific luck whenever he's gotten to the track position. It seems like all the luck just dissipates from him, Kirk. Can he keep it clean tonight? That's the question.
Talking about Vroman, right? Or are we talking about Miller? Which one are we talking
Miller.
about? Just to make sure I understand. Miller, okay. He's going to make it work for him because he's already to the inside of the leader. He's got to make it work. Last week was a heartbreak. He said he doesn't want to even talk about it. He just wants to focus on today. And so that 15 car focusing on today is working out for him. He gets from second place to the lead now, and he's going to be able to cut off that 95 of Roman, who's going to have a good run on the outside as more cars are in the wall hitting each other back in the back of the field. 4 wide in some places between a few other cars. I mean, it's all over the place in this field, but Robert Miller making the bottom work, and he is scooting away from the rest of the field. He's got about a quarter of a second ahead of second place now.
Indeed, it's Hunter Truel. Now moves on up as well into 71. Up to the 8th position. As we continue on in the final stages of stage 1. Down to 7 laps to go in this one. One of the drivers making their debut tonight. Matt White, another one of the Ryco cars. Currently running well. Up 6 in the top 10.
Yeah, Matt White definitely has himself a lot of speed in him. It's exciting to see him out here and actually trying to compete at this level with that Ryco car. That whole Ryco team seems to bring fast cars week in and week out. It seems like they're always towards the front, but just being able to try and get there, get to the point where they can get the win is going to be the part that they really need to focus on today. They might have fast cars, but are they able to get there to the end? That's the hard part. Almost anybody can do it, but Neil Pearson almost hit the wall there, battling with Cameron Stone. And you see the 12 car, he was in the grass a handful of laps ago, but look at him now. He's already back up through the field. Gossett now back on the lead lap as well, so that's another Ryco team car. And these folks are showing that they, no matter what, that they bring something to the table.
Victory One is the organization specifically for the competition side of things. Gossett showcasing speed up 15 from his starting grid spot. Good job so far for that car. New leader again, Vroom Vroom has retaken the race lead. It continues to change back and forth. Nicholas Vroman continues to show competitive pace with 4 to go.
He saved a lot of tire. I just got to make sure here because I thought the first stage here was going to be at lap 80. I could be wrong. Let me double check here. But yeah, these guys are pushing it pretty hard.
Yeah, 80, you're right.
60, yep, lap 62 right now. It's all good. I did the same thing last week. Don't even worry about it, buddy. You're all good. I can tell you right now, that 15, though, he still has a good run. He's going to get to the back bumper here. He's going to make a move down to the bottom. It ain't over yet. That 15 wants to lead a lap, and he does.
Able to clear up. Miller moves up and takes the race lead once again. Top 5 or 6 or so are now starting to pull away a little bit. They built a buffer. There is also a second pack, more than a second back from 16th on back. So the field is starting to split apart here, Kirk, as this run goes, already 30 laps into the run.
Yeah, the last car in that little grouping right there, I think, is Nolan Hodgson there. He was running in 14th, so from about 14th on back, it looks like that they have really separated from the field, but that may not be due to raw speed. I think there was an accident. There was. Gossett and Stone on lap 63. There was some contact between Stone and Gossett. The 57 of Stone got into the rear bumper of Gossett and got him loose sideways. That really created that gap. So that's what ended up happening here just a couple laps ago, entering turn 1 and 2. So you'll see it right here. Look at the 33 and the 57. He's going to go into the corner here. We're still under green flag conditions, by the way. No caution, but that right there is why we have a gap between 14th on back. It's because of that one move there. That was just unfortunate. Everybody hanged on to the car, but that 57 definitely seemed to have made sure that 33, I don't know. That contact really got him loose, is all I can say about it.
So, looking on board with Stone. Yep, right there. They're 3 wide as well. Stone, very lucky he didn't turn up into the field there. Gossett, very lucky he didn't spin it around with that angle, which is a result of the contact. We stay green here now as we are now at 15 laps to go on the stage.
Another situation happened while we were looking at that replay. Billy Brickley just took a drive through the grass, no caution. He just got loose off turn 4. He's able to keep it going. He's now running like in the back 30s, right behind Gossett. However, the front of the field has really started to at least spread out for the top 5 up until you get to Bobby Anderson battling to the outside of Paul Hill, trying to make that bottom line work. Remember, we only have, I think, about 13 laps to go before we get down to the end of the stage here. So with that in mind, we got the battle for the lead really heating up as well. That 95 car of Roman, is he saving anything? I think he might be. At 95 might be running a little lower on the racetrack than he normally would, trying to save a little something, but he's now moved up to the top. This is the first time he's done it in the last couple laps, and it looks like he's going to carry a big old run. He's a little loose, though, not able to make it stick. Down to the bottom. Here he goes for the lead, trying to make it work, and it does. He gets in there deep, and he will slide in front of the 15 as the 15 goes underneath for an under-over move. Take a look at that. Puts the 95 in the wall. 15 will lead again. Man, great battling up front between these two.
It's a phenomenal swapping back and forth here. Most people avoiding the first seam here have noticed here. Billy Brickley, by the way, did come down pit road, interestingly enough. So something going worse on the 44 car after their excursion to the grass. Coming up now towards 11 to go in the stage. Nicholas Roman looking very tight, a lot more tighter than he was earlier with the windy conditions now.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to make some adjustments when they come down pit lane. They got about 10 laps to go here in the stage. 92 Clayton Hoffman's all over the back bumper. DeCiani's all over the back bumper, that 95. But guess what? Robert Miller is scooting away. He likes seeing that. He likes getting out in front. He has a bigger gap than he had before. Roman had to reset, try to get back in his line, and try to get some speed back going because he's going to have a big run on the 15, I think, this time by if he's able to make it work. He does. The 2 guys behind him battling side by side for 3rd. Here comes Hoffman to the bottom, taking DeCiani's spot away. Moves DeCiani back to 4th. Puts that 92 up to 3rd. But that outside line is where the speed is at right now. But the 15 car is obviously saving something. He's running the bottom consistently. You can see it right here. That's just a great battle. I think the 95 might catch him again. But if he does, I don't know what the 15 has in store for him. Maybe he's just managing the gap.
At this point, has to be managing the gap because the closer, if you allow Roman the chance here, you lose an opportunity for some stage points. some valuable postseason points here too, in theory. If you think about things with the stage. Right now, Miller playing the tire game in the corners, it looks like. Try and save that rubber to the inside as Vrooman still attacks the outside for now.
I think the 95 has a better car, but that 15 has done a better job at saving his tires. I think that's what we're looking at right now. So that 95 might have a little bit more speed, as it looks like 15's now realizing this, and he's moved up to the top, doing some aero blocking on the 95. Maybe that 15 said, hey, I'm going now. Time to do some aero blocking. Seems to be working for the 95. No ground gain or loss. He's going to look down to the bottom as the 15 still runs up towards the wall. He's about maybe 3 feet off the wall. 95 is about maybe 6 or 7 feet. They come off the corner. No contact. They're hanging on to it as we come down to get 6, I think, laps to go left in the stage. It's going to be exciting. I don't know which one of these two are going to get it, or maybe even Hoffman might sneak in there and grab it. If these two keep battling really hard. So that 15 car, though, is not going to have a good run off the corner here. That 95 is going to be pulling just about a couple inches down this straightaway. Moving into the corner again, trying to top. Maybe he'll gain a little bit more with this outside line. He's trying to make some outside runs from the straightaways. Contact with the wall for the 15. That's going to slow him up. Here comes the 95 of Roman.
Got the 15 where he wants him. Back high side, coming up to 5 laps to go in the stage here. It's going to be the matter of can he get side by side on a corner exit. That's the critical part in all this battling right now. Vrooman trying to swoop down, using the seam to rotate a bit. Had to lift out of the gas as Miller gained a bit of ground on the bottom. Top 3 have now pulled away by more than a second from everybody else as this stage closes up here. 5 to go. Vrooman just cannot keep the throttle in it with how tight it's getting.
I can tell you what, he's having a lot of fun, though. There's no doubt in my mind he's having a good time out here driving on that race car. I mean, it's fun to rip the top here at Kansas. It's one of the most fun tracks to be able to rip the top on. And he's doing it. He's trying to make it work, trying to gain some ground, but that 15 really has his tires under control running down the bottom of the racetrack. He even cut through the grass a little bit that time. He spit up some grass up in the air behind him. But I don't think this battle might be over yet. We got more battling going on right here. The 4-car DeCiani, the 21 of Gitter. This is for the 5th place spot. Gitter looks like he will prevail. DeCiani slides back another spot. As it looks like Hoffman almost lost the race car. He hung on to it. He was in 3rd, and he's lost a little bit of ground, but not much. As still, one thing you got to look at right here is take a look at Delaney and Benefield. These guys, they were started in 37th and 42nd. This is the end of the first stage, and they are going to get stage points. If you can go from the back to the top 10 like that, you just know that you got a good driver in the driver's seat and a good setup loaded in the sim. These guys are going to get some great stage points today, running where they are. I don't anticipate anything changing for the lead unless Roman saves something, which it doesn't look like he is saving much, but still got to give this 83 and the 6 car some praise. Also the 5, seeing him getting some stage points, it's been a while since he has. It's going to be a benefit for that 5 car.
2 to go on the stage. Right now, I'll note Neil Pearson is holding on to the final stage points of this run. Not bad in the top 10 for the 62 for the time being. Coming around to 1 to go in the stage. Vrooman trying to find a way to close up 4 or 5 car lengths to have a chance to be able to rip things out. Not going to happen. He's hit the wall. And now Miller looks to finish out stage 1 in style here.
Yep, he's ready to have it here at the end of the stage. We had a moment a couple laps ago we'll talk about once the stage comes to an end, but the 15 car Robert Miller still hanging on to it, and he's going to end up winning this stage if he's able to make it to this final set of corners, which it looks like coming out of turn number 4, Robert Miller is going to come to the line, and he will win the first stage of the day here from Kansas.
A bat from Miller, Vrooman and Hoffman, the top 3. Hill, Gitter, DeCiani, the top 6. Benefield, Delaney, Anderson, Pearson. That's how the top 10 goes as we reach the end of stage number 1 here on Maconi Entertainment. And Miller going to be happy about this performance, to say the very least here, Kirk, with what he did.
Absolutely. I mean, it's great recovery compared to last week where that internet cut out. He was leading. He got back to what he was doing before. But we got to talk about something that happened during that run for the 10th place spot. Neil Pearson, back on lap 76 with about 4 to go left in the stage. They were battling side by side with the 76 and the 12 back on lap 76, coming through turns 3 and 4. I think there was some contact with Heitman, Hodson, that ended up getting them loose and almost bringing out a yellow flag. And that's why Nolan dropped outside the top 20. He saved the race car, but he was going about like maybe 50 miles an hour on the outside lane. If we go back and take a look at this, it definitely was a really sketchy situation. Definitely the 12 car was the worst for wear. He dropped back all the way outside of the top 20, finishing in 24th at the end of the stage. Let's take a look at that right here. Right here, you can take a look. Yeah, a little bit of contact and he got him loose. This was not a caution, by the way, which is why we didn't even see it. It was out of sight, out of mind here. But that 12 car, he hung on to it, didn't hit the wall, saved his race car, and he lives to race another day.
At party time for the field. As 4 tires and fuel all around. This will bring us to lap 165 for stage 2, by the way, for these drivers. Pit service already done for drivers like Delaney with a quick stop at a 13.8. Robert Miller's already completed his stop with a bit of a longer box hold. We'll see if Vroom Vroom gets the edge here. Has to wait on the gas. In fact, he doesn't go. Vroom Vroom doesn't go here. Something going on with the 95 for a clear measure if he's staying in the box.
That's unusual. He just let the whole field go on by. That 95 must have something going on. We'll have to reach out to the team to see what's going on there in that 95 car.
Well, people saving fuel for the time being. Let's take a quick break. More coverage coming up. You're watching Maconi Entertainment.
You want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone. Hearing there is damage repairs being done to Nicholas Vroman, so obviously Vroman must have damaged the car from some of the wall hits we've seen during that run. So that has seen him drop to the back of the field. Robert Miller up front alongside Paul Hill. But a great pit stop. Hoffman, DeCiani, Gitter the top 5. As we get ready for the restart here, Kirk, for stage number 2.
Getting back going, absolutely something that's going to be a lot of fun. We got another handful of laps before we get back on. I think 80, so we got to get to lap number 165 this time by. Pace car is going to dive in the pit lane, and we are back underway here at Kansas for the full-length Cup Challenge. Robert Miller gets a great jump out of the gate, and he is going to take the lead away. Side-by-side battle now between Paul Hill and the 92 of Clayton Hoffman.
Bad of a start whatsoever here. They make their way around the racetrack. Still up in 3rd spot, Paul Hill looking to make the pass. DeCiani wraps around the top. Top 2 continue to settle on down. It's 3 wide of the heart of the field.
Oh yeah, that's dangerous right now. I do not want to be anywhere near these 3 wide battles. Seems like that's where all the chaos can really happen. And sure, it might be fun for a handful of laps to watch, but one mistake, one bobble, one weave, something can really throw everything all into chaos. We got everybody bunched up, the entirety of the top 5. We were even 3 wide for second for a moment. There's Delaney, makes a move to the outside. They hang on to it. Everyone seems to hang on to their race cars for the time being. One guy's in the wall hard in the back of the field. Not too much damage, I don't believe. That may have been Carl Dodson and Zodiac with some damage there. They're going to hang on to the cars. They're in the back of the field. Not a big deal. They'll make it. Going to have to try and survive for the rest of this run here. But Delaney, that 6 car, showing some speed. He's up to 3rd now. He's got a lot of speed in that car, and he seems to want to do everything he can to get by Hoffman. He really wants to get up towards the front to get some clean air on the front of that race car.
Make the pass for 3rd. Delaney getting passed now by Gitter. And this is the tough thing. It's like Texas. You want to go, but if you burn up the stuff early, you're likely going to drop back if the run goes past 30 laps. If you don't go early enough, well, everybody's going to wave goodbye to you and you're stuck in place. So it's almost like a catch-22 and a half here in terms of deciding, do you just wrap the bottom? Do you move top like Bobby Anderson is? What do you do? It's like a tug of war of the mind.
For folks like me who might not get that reference, I'll tell you right now, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you save tires, you might not be able to pass later. Battle for the lead now. Miller hits the wall, slight contact. Patrick Gitter trying to make the bottom work. But if you do not save tires and you push, you might burn your stuff up. It's just, you got to pick something. The lesser of 2 evils. Find what works best for you. Up front, be adaptable. That's what you got to do. Patrick Gitter, new leader. Remember, he has not won since he won at Daytona at the very beginning of this year. And he just wants to get back to victory lane, and he does not want to be coined the Ricky Stenhouse of the series, who seemed to only be able to win on the super speedway. So he's going to try and do that today as we got more contact in the wall. 5 car, Bobby Anderson into it again. Remember, Bobby's pushing harder than usual this week. Is more contact with the wall for Bobby, and he's just trying to make the outside line work. No one else is up there with him right now.
Indeed. Anderson. And right now, Anderson just preferring on the top line for now as we keep on going in the action here. And Bobby Anderson's practiced a lot, you would have to say, this week, Kirk. Spoke with him before the race, and want to understand, he's put in a lot of work to make sure he understands the track.
He said his number one concern that I heard from him was that his car he wanted to push, but he also knew he had a car that could last a little longer than others. But last run, we saw what happened. He was pushing the entire time, and he ended up dropping back almost outside the top 10. Still got some stage points, but he almost dropped out of the top 10 as more cars seem to just keep hitting the wall. On the back of the backstretch, Kritz, I believe, might be spinning out. No, he hangs on to the race car. Dylan Kritz almost wrecked his car. He hangs on to it after he went through the grass. Wild ride for that 64 car back in the back of the field. Let's take a look at that, see what on earth happened here to the 64 Kritz. He goes into the corner just fine. 98 of Williams there behind him. You got Vroman Nicholas there in the 95, gonna be up top. And it looks like Vroman tries to make a move to the bottom, and that's just the faster car trying to get by a slower car, I think. That 64 was not thinking that 95 would make that big of a move that early. But he sure did, and now he is going to be back in the back of the field hoping for a caution. As it looks like Bobby Anderson, remember we're talking about him back up front. He's all over the back bumper of our leader, Patrick Gitter, trying to make the top line work, and he's carrying a lot of momentum on the exit of these corners. But so is Derek Heitman on the bottom, trying to make that work. The 5 of Bobby Anderson, though, looks like he might be in position to take this lead away if he's able to get just the right run.
Right now, he's looking for it yet again. He's already led 7 laps tonight. Moves up there, and look at this. One of the Renko-powered cars, Derek Heitman for Fortis, has moved his way to 3rd after all that damage repair early on. He's back in the conversation in terms of being able to pounce forward here.
single file though through most of the top group, but you got to remember it's deceptive. It might look like you're single file in the straightaway, but the moment they get to the corner, some guys might choose to run a little higher line, like we're seeing Ralph Hutchinson in that 8 car do, or we might be running the bottom like 76, 21, 15. These guys are saving their tires. They're running the bottom. You just know that these guys are just going to try and make it on the long run, expecting no cautions. But that 8 car, the 5, and also even Delaney back there in that Mountain Dew car are betting on a caution. They really want one, so that way when they are burning up their stuff now, they can keep the track position and just get new set fresh tires like everybody else will. So that way it's going to be a benefit for them. So if they can get a caution, they'd love it. But it's just going to be a waiting game to see if they'll get it in time. Because if a caution came out now, Bobby probably would be a pretty happy guy.
Probably would be, absolutely. Here comes the run for Heitman, though. Fastest car on the racetrack. Able to slice his way through the pack. And take the race lead away on the bottom. No issue, Derek Heitman. He's back where he started this race for the first time in a long while. Caution.
I think we have a wreck in the middle of the back straightaway. I saw it start. I think Vroman's in it. Vroman's facing the wrong direction. Nicholas Vroman. That is going to change his race quite a lot. My goodness, something happened in the corner. I think with Jeremy Clapper Newell was also involved in this one. Happened going into turn number 1 and 2. So it's a little prior to this, like maybe a split second back. We'll be able to see what caused it. But oh man, heavy contact there. Not what you want to see. That was with the 09 car. I believe that is Dave Hoytsma involved in that one. But let's take a look at Vroman. We're on board from the hood. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. 67, not clear, and yet 67 comes down. That's Jeremy Clapper Newell. Got them all sideways, got hit in the rear end, spun out, spun around, hit a couple cars, and that will probably take him out of contention for the win of this race. That was heavy damage.
Yeah, that car is absolutely totaled on the left front. It's going to take a long while for that car to get fixed. And now it gets interesting on strategy. We ran 17 laps. Believe this will put people in the fuel window, Kirk. So this is why I think everyone's coming on down to take service here.
Tell you what, the big winner here is that 5 car we were talking about, Bobby Anderson. I think he's going to be somebody to watch here. They're on pit lane right now, getting tires, getting gas. We're going to have 65 lap run to the end of the stage from here. And with a few caution laps involved in that, I think they'll be able to make it on gas here to the end of the stage. You can see right there, Delaney in the 6 car is going to lead them off pit road. So new leader when we get the green flag back out underway. And also another guy to take a look at, Jedi Taylor in the 60 car is also going to be up towards the front. May have taken 2 tires.
Can confirm Delaney did not take tires. Jedi Taylor only 7.9 seconds in the stall. Jump a significant amount in his pit window. So a lot of strategy here for these drivers. There isn't a lot of fall off. Jedi Taylor also took fuel only. That's what gained him all those spots. Everybody else, except for William Owens, maybe Ralph Hutchinson, and Dylan Kritz, took 4 tires and fuel. And we now look to see if that fall off will impact them greatly. Paul Hill is coming down a second time.
That's going to be interesting. I'm not entirely sure why he could be doing that. Maybe it's something to do with, let me look at his car, make sure he doesn't have any damage. I'm not seeing anything on his race car right now. I'm looking at all 4 corners of the car. It looks clean to me. He could have missed his pit box. I mean, I don't think that would be a normal idea. However, I do like his pit box, his pit sign this week. Very memey pit box sign, to say the least, but we'll have to take a look at that at another pit stop. But yeah, it's going to have to come from the back to the front like Vroman. Hopefully we'll avoid the trouble.
We'll see what happens here, already past lap 100. So a tire gamble for Delaney to save a set. As Heitman on fresh rubber will start alongside of the Victory 1/Fortis car. Almost set to
It's gonna
go
be an
here.
exciting restart.
Yes,
Go
it
ahead,
is.
Man. I'll tell you what.
Here we go. 166 laps to go overall in the race. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Delaney with a good launch, but how long does he stick? The fall off only less than 1 second, but it's going to be a big difference potentially on short run.
I'm a little concerned with the number of cars that didn't take tires to the cars that did take tires. We're going to start seeing some of those slower cars get past like crazy, like Jedi Taylor right now. He's in the middle of a 3-wide situation in the back of this field. 6 cars still hanging on to the lead as long as he can. I don't know how long that will last. Maybe more cars took no tires than what we may be anticipating here. That 60 car running up towards the front, but still just it's a new position for him. But one car that's really recovered is the 60s, is the 33 of Gossett. He's up back to the top 10 after his penalty at the beginning of the race. Great recovery as we have a new leader on the outside. 76, Derek Heitman will take the spot. 6 car is now going to be in dirty air with old tires. He might start dropping back a spot or 2 every lap or so.
Wouldn't be a surprise as Bobby Anderson tries to use the outside to his advantage for 3rd spot. Delaney just trying to run the bottom like he can for now as we have less than 65 to go on the stage. Delaney hit the apron. That slows him up massively and costs him a lot of ground as a result. 2 by 2 for most of this field. So it's not working out pretty well at all for those who tried that gamble already. Jason S. Taylor has already also dropped out of the top 10 curve.
Yeah, you can see the battling in the back of the field is starting to get really hornet's nest-like right now. A lot of cars are sideways. 60 car making it 4 wide now back at the back of the field. That 60 car up on the top. Lucky nobody gets spun around that time. They were all over the dang place. 3 wide for 4 lanes back here in the back 20s. So you're absolutely right. It's just a lot of those folks that took a different strategy, they're banking on this paying off later, not now. So we're going to see them drop back, but we'll see them again maybe if they can avoid trouble and get back to the front before the end of the stage. Again, we're on lap 107 now, I believe, 106. They are in turns 1 and 2. We got to get to lap 165. So in that case, we got about 59 laps to go in the stage. Everybody's doing a great job of hanging on to their stuff, but what I can tell is the top 2 guys, Heitman and Bobby Anderson, have really scooted away. They have a lot larger gap back to 3rd than I've seen all day. It's almost like they're in their league of their own or in their own zip code compared to 3rd on back. You'll see that throughout the rest of the run, but the 12 car, remember we saw him in the grass spinning out almost at the end of the last caution, hung on to the race car. More contact, there goes Mesnar down below the white. Dustin Hall is all over the place trying to hang on to his race car. The 2 car was in there as well, but Dustin Hall just unfortunately just got a little squirrely. Hangs on to it, everybody hangs on to their car, and we stay green.
At the edge, all near contact. Mesnar nearly cleared himself in front of O'Brien. Avoided the contact, though, in the heart of the field. By the way, Tommy Gossett has made his way up to 3rd spot. After starting towards the tail end of the field, he is charged forward as we take a look at Paul Jones now on screen. Paul Jones, he's been up and down the order, up 28 right now as we go. The DPR entry has been cutting his way to the ground through the traffic. You know who's also doing so? Noah Hodgson, who's recovered from a poor start.
Yeah, Ryan S. Jones and Nolan, these guys, they're doing a great job of getting from the back to the front. That seems to be a interesting thing with this new car at this track. It just seems like you have tremendous ability to go from the back to the front, from the front to the back. But all you have to do to really go from the front to the back is hit the brakes. But not necessarily the same thing here. You got more 3-wide racing. Golly, these guys are all over the place. Oh, more contact. Man, this is wild back here. You couldn't pay me to want to be in the middle of this pack right now.
Yeah, this is nerve-wracking potentially for some of these drivers right now in this field. Gonna have to be very cautious as it looks like Dustin Hall with all this contact going on back here actually picked up some damage. That's gonna hurt him. He has now received communication band, so he may have said a magic word in the field. Let's put it that way. As they continue on 3 wide. Simpson, no place to go but home. It is Kansas after all.
Oh, you're out. Oh, around! Goes to 62. Oh, Neil Pearson spinning to the inside of the racetrack. No caution yet, but going up the racetrack, more contact, the 2 and the 1. Make more contact, the 1 car spinning in turns 3 and 4. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. No caution. Caution is now out. Caution just came out on the racetrack, and that, oh man, that was just destined to happen. That 2 car, the 1 car, a lot of contact all throughout the field. All over the place. The 61 was the first one I saw go, 62 was the first one I saw go around.
Pure chaos in the field. Offset 3 wide. You're wondering how long that would last. In that case, Tracy washes up. Pearson didn't exit to the wall, mind you. Benefield with a massive dodge to avoid any significant damage there at the 83. And then this chaos.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row for the 1 car getting involved in an accident. You hate to see it. They hang on to the race cars, but definitely some damage you can see on the front end of that race car. And man, it's just, that was so unexpected. You go into the corner like this and you see those cars just jump sideways. It just makes you want to stand up out of your chair and point, you know, like, oh, something's happening. Take a look right there. He's a lucky guy right there to get through it, but he got shoved below the white. Now what do you got to do? You got to slow down. But it's still green, so he doesn't. He gets into the 2. More contact with Mesnard. He hangs in the gas, trying to keep the car straight. Goes through the grass. And he's able to save the race car, but he still has a bunch of right side damage. He's going to have to come back down and get some of that damage fixed up.
Under caution once again, half the field elected to come down and pit. Much of it is damage control and damage repair from all those spinning race cars. We'll take a quick break. More coverage coming up. The stage continues on. Bobby Anderson, your leader, after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the coverage. It's a mixed strategy here with this caution. Some of the drivers like Derek Heitman coming down to top off and make sure they are good to go on fuel. Others maintaining their track position on the circuit with 14 laps put into the runs. The first on tire sets, Matt DiCiani in 26th position. All set to go, green flag waves, and we're back underway. Bobby Anderson looks to try and hold back the pack.
He sure does, and I mean, it's working out. He got a huge jump on that restart. We're seeing that the leader of this race has a huge advantage over the rest of the field on every single restart so far. But take a look at the 33 car. He hasn't been up front all day, but now he's making a move down to the bottom of the racetrack, going to try and shoot down on the gap on the bottom and try to take the lead away in that cat car. On the bottom, it looks like he'll have the advantage. Coming to the line, will he lead? It looks like at the line he will, just ever so slightly by about 1/100th of a second. Barely hanging on to that spot as they are 3 wide now for the second spot. If the 5 drops back, nope, not quite. We'll stay 2 wide there, 3 wide for 10th, I should say. Let's talk about that. Look at that, Delaney on the bottom. The middle car is Lucas Hoitzman, and the 11 car of Ryan, I believe. Ryan Jones on the top, trying to make it work. 3 wide again. Here comes Hunter Truel, trying to make the top work as well. So many cars are going to try to get to the front of this field. And it seems like they're willing to go in any lane to try and do it. It's just chaos throughout this entirety of this pack, which is awesome. They're hanging on to it, too. They're not wrecking every 5 laps. It's real racing, and you got to love it.
Still, though, Tommy Gossett maintains up front for now with that race lead as they make their way to the corner. Lucas Hoitzma now focused amongst those trying to move forward. He's amongst the many who've had to get damage repairs several times over this race. Looking like he's got all the damage fixed, just amongst scrapes. But the caution flag is out yet again. It's William Owens who goes for a ride this time in the 30 car. 71 in.
A little bit of, yeah, exactly. A little bit of contact. I think he just got involved with, I think, Daniel Llewellyn in the 07. Just a little bit of contact. He makes it 3 wide on Llewellyn, trying to make the bottom line work to the 71 car there. But remember, he's 30 in the series. He just gets turned up into the wall. Hard contact. Sends Jedi Taylor up there as well. So that's going to put 2 cars. His left front suspension is broken. His right rear looks also to be toe link broken. So let's watch on board right here. This is going to be wild to take a look at right here with Jedi. He's going to be running the top. You know, he's back here with Adam, just trying to relax, trying to get to the end of the stage. He's not trying to make any moves or anything crazy, but you just see this happen up in front of him right here. 71, just, oh boy, and just hard contact with the wall. Still going to have a lot of damage on the right side. He's going to have to come down and get that fixed. So his strategy is going to have to still try to be the same. He's not going to take tires. He's going to have to come down and get that damage repaired, though. So, but that 30 car, the one who ended up getting the most out of it, broken toe link in the rear and also broken left front suspension. I think he might be done for the next 10 or 15 minutes. We won't see him back out for a little while.
Looks like he's already jumped over the car for good measure. And we continue on here. Tommy Gossett, again, your race leader as we go over Bobby Anderson. While we take the opportunity, if we can, speak with one of the drivers here. We have searching for the best of options, Hunter Truel. How about that? He's up to 3rd spot here all of a sudden. He is with the team called True War Motor Club. We haven't talked much with him this season. Let's talk with the driver in 3rd. Hunter, do you have a copy?
I'm here.
How are you feeling? You are up here yet again. How has it been trying to battle to get here in the first place?
Nerve-wracking. I've had damage and I had to repair it starting the back twice, and both times it's been nerve-wracking, to say the least.
How difficult has it been to try and make sure you don't burn up the tires, but also make sure you get the lane choice right, while also, oh, by the way, making sure you maintain the dirty air advantage in this race?
It's a lot to think about. The tires, there's this battle in my head of track position tires. I think I'm going to try to take it easy here now. I've been pushing a little bit, tearing them up, but there's a lot to think about with dirty air, tires, track position, all of it.
Well, now with the pace car crossing the stripe, I think you're getting a 1 to go. I got to ask you, Hunter, man, you got the Maconi setup shop on your race car out here. What do you got to do to be able to get by the 2 guys in front of you and win the stage for your sponsor and your team? What do you think you're going to be able to do that?
I think I'm thinking it's going to turn into a long run game. I think tire management is probably going to be the main thing I got to try to do. But I just got to try to get this Maconi hot rod up there. I'm happy to run around 3rd, but those last few laps I'll push.
All right, Hunter. Well, wish you the best of luck. Go out there and kick some tail for us. All right, buddy? Best of luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
If you got it.
Truel in 3rd spot for the restart. I thank him for taking the time to speak with us during this coverage here today. But we'll look to see what happens here. Robert Miller, by the way, is still in the conversation. A lot of different drivers like Evan Mesnard, again, floating around top 10. Tyler Hunter amongst those who have taken some top-offs recently. Patrick Gitter, one of the most recent of those who hit the previous caution, is up to 15th again. Restart zone, green flag is out, Gossett off and away, clean launch for the 33.
Great restart again, but hey, take a look at that. The guy we just talked to now on the bottom trying to take second away from Bobby Anderson. He's going to try to make the bottom line work, and he does. He's up to second just like that. But also look at Ralph Hutchinson in the 8 car, also trying to make the bottom line work, up for 4th as they are battling all throughout the field, bobbing and weaving, zigging and zagging, trying to get up towards the front. But that 71's doing a good job of trying to hold off second place from Bobby Anderson, as Bobby's going to have a run here on the outside. Take a look at this, Nolan Hodson. He was spinning out a handful of laps ago, but look at him. He's back up to the top 5. We got caution, back out again. Another accident coming out. That is Richard Kleinman involved, I believe.
Derek Heitman spun around. Can confirm the 58 was in it. And another yellow flag on the stage. This stage just will not quit.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is unusual. 76, what happened was Kolmacheski hit the wall. That's something we've seen quite a bit, that 88 car hit the wall. 76 was barely to his inside, and when he hit the wall, it came down and got the 76 slightly loose after contact. And just unfortunate positioning for the guy we're riding on with right now. It was Richard Kleinman had nothing to do with this accident. He just was a man, wrong place, wrong time. So he's going to have a little bit of damage, but it was not his fault in the slightest. He had nothing to do with that. All just a little bit of contact with the wall for Kolmacheski. Makes you want to have iRacing make these walls a little more realistic, to where if you hit them, you actually have damage to the car instead of what we got now, which is very, very lenient. He could hit that wall 10 times in a row coming off the corner, and you could still have a good running race car. So that 88 car, just using that to his advantage, causing that 76 spin out. It's unfortunate. But yeah, it's that moments like this that make you really wish that you had a little bit of a less tougher car when it comes to that wall.
Counterpoint. Most of the field would probably be out of the race with how many hits we've seen to the outside wall here tonight.
That's right. It would change the driving style. You wouldn't drive into the corner as hard as you think you should. You would change the way you drive if you thought the car would get destroyed when you hit the wall. You gotta change the thoughts, for sure.
Take a break. Under caution once more. Still a lot of racing to go here on Maconi Entertainment. Back everyone to today's coverage. Tommy Gossett continues. Hunter Trudeau in the front row for this restart. The battle of the yellow cars. Bobby Anderson and Robert Miller, row 2. Ralph Hutchinson, Nolan Hodgson, row 3. Ryan Jones and Lucas Hoytsman, row 4. Mesdarn and Hunter are row 5. Green flag is out. Back underway. As we continue on here from Kansas, the field tries to get itself sorted out.
Ryan Jones just made a 3-wide move down to the bottom. He's putting that Ralph Hutchinson car right in the middle of the racetrack. I guarantee he's not going to be happy about that. 11 car, though, making a move for the 5th place spot side by side with Nolan Hodgson as they are 3 wide through the back of the field. Everybody trying to go in any lane they can to get up to the front of the racetrack. Bobby Anderson takes second away from Hunter Truex, and the 15 car of Robert, I think that's, let's see, Robert Miller there, trying to make that pass for third, correction. Everybody's still 3 and 4 wide all throughout this field, but that 15 car, we were just talking about him a moment ago, he's starting to blink a little. Remember, last week he had some internet connectivity issues. Hopefully that blinking resolves itself before the end of the stage here, but got plenty of time to get there. And oh my goodness, Evan Mesnard just slammed the 92 car hard into the wall. He's gonna hang on to the car. That's 73 of Mesnard. Just cracked the top 10. We haven't seen him in the top 10 most of the season, but that was an overly aggressive move to say the least. Take a look here. It's going to be in turns 3 and 4. They're still hanging on to the race cars on the track live, so we're not missing much right now. Take a look right here. 73 car. He's going to dive it in real deep right here, and he's just going to come up. Oh, man, he just shoves him up into the wall.
Still stay green, though. We continue on with the field. Again, this is live action despite what it shows on replay. There we go. As we battle on for the race lead, Bobby Anderson yet again is going for the point. Robert Miller, he's trying to shoot the gap. Gossett blocks him off.
There's a lot of battling up front. You gotta love to see it though. That 33 of Gossett making the bottom work. Robert Miller trying to make the middle work, and Bobby Anderson on the top trying to make that work. And right now, Gossett's got the advantage. A little bit of contact with the wall for Ryan Jones. He hangs on to it. Not a lot of momentum lost, but still 3 wide back there for the 5th place spot. Heading into the corner, still side by side for the lead between Bobby Anderson on the top side and Gossett down on the bottom. Still running 3 wide for the 5th place spot. More contact. Truex gets into the side of Patrick Gitter. He's going to lose a lot of momentum and drop back a couple spots. Gossett still trying to make the bottom line work. He's scooting away from this mess that he has in his rear view mirror. You take a look at it right now. Oh, more contact with the wall. Here comes Nolan Hodson through the middle, trying to say, hey, I won last week. I want to win 2nd week in a row. Let me give it a shot. He's making the middle line, trying to make it work for him. 71 of Truex on the bottom. Ryan Jones on the top of that particular battle. And right in front of them is that 48 of Tyler Hunter. Where did he come from in that 48 car? He has not had a great season all year up until this point. Now running inside of the top 5. He's just got to be able to hang on to his spot. Oh, contact into the wall. He hangs onto it after contact with the 11 car of Ryan Jones. Man, you hate to hear it, but man, that was just right when we were talking about him. Just makes a little bit of contact there. Still, a great run for him to be in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, how long can he hold on as the thing? Hodgson up there now also. As another Fortis machine is charged ahead, and that is a driver in Gitter who is on an alternative strategy. And that might be to his benefit here long term. This has worked out perfectly for the 21 machine to be able to take the race lead up front. The Dirty South car still on board with an Anderson. Bit fresher rubber underneath the 21. Likely going to be very helpful over this next 15-20 laps or so before things equalize.
Definitely a benefit to have that fresh rubber on him. However, got to remember, it's about car setup too. That 33 car has a car that can make it long runs, and that 21's quick on the short run. We'll see if he's able to make it work on the long run here, as everybody seems to really like hitting that wall. Throughout the field, it's just a puff of smoke. If you were to put a camera right on the exit of turn 4, you'd see at least 4 puffs of smoke every single corner, which is where, again, my point from earlier, I got to tell you right now, he's the most aggressive driver in the field, this 33 car in the front. But he's fast, but he's also rough, which is where problems can occur. So it's kind of like an Earnhardt figure. I got to tell you that. That guy, he was pretty rough, but he's also pretty quick, too. A lot of guys like that. Gitter, though, running up front, he's staying calm, collected, trying to hold off this entire roaring pack of bees behind him. And it looks like he's hanging a good line right now, so we'll see if he's able to continue that, as there's still 3 wide for the back top 10. This is insane.
Yeah, very aggressive battling right now. Gossett does not want to give this up whatsoever on this fight side by side. Still, all this is with them. Still trying to sort themselves out. Here comes Hoffman. Hoffman tries to sort himself out. likes to follow on behind the Fire's tire tracks. We still have 30 laps to go on the stage, believe it or not, Kirk. It's been a lengthy stage 2.
Man, I thought that we've been racing all day at this point with how good the racing is. Time flies when you're having fun, but we ain't seemed to get going very far. 136 right now. These guys are still hitting the wall off turn 4 pretty hard. Everybody in the front's just calmed down up until Gossett. Take a look at here, that 33 car. He's making a move to the bottom of the racetrack. Here he goes for the lead on the bottom. Still side by side as it looks like we have a new contender pump coming up to the back bumper here. The 92 car of Hoffman trying to catch back up, get her a shot into the corner, sends him down in as they are still 3 wide for 5th. Holy cow. I mean, you got Bobby Anderson, Ryan S. Jones there trying to hang on to the car. Really tight off turn 4 right now with the wind. Still, that 21 car leads as they cross the stripe. And I can tell you right now, they are having about 20-mile-an-hour wind gust right now, 22-mile-an-hour wind gust, and it's consistently around 18 or 19 miles per hour. So heavy winds here at Kansas, which is what you come to expect. It's one of the windier cities that we race at. As they're almost 3 wide for the lead, here comes the 33 to the bottom of the 92. Up front, battle for second again.
Yeah, still keeping fierce. Furniture Tire strategy still working out the next highest on that strategy. It's Carl Dodson. Dodson has worked his way to 6th. It has been a rough night. He's already had to replace one fender on the 9 car. He is on the move and quickly.
He started 43rd. He went from the back to the front, and now with his fresh tires, he feels like Superman. But how long can he have that last? His setup may not be the best in the field right now. May not be running as good as he'd like it, but he's still running top 5 speed right now, so he's just got to be able to maintain and hang on to it. Still, throughout the field, still 3 wide all over the place. He got about 25 laps to go? Look at him. He's aggressive this time. I don't think I see the dogs anymore, so may have calmed down. He still has that race on the TV tonight, so that's good for him being able to do it. He looks overly aggressive. He looks like he's ready to go and get the top 5 and hold it by the neck and make sure he passes them all. So he's going to do what he can. But Ryan S. Jones shutting the door on him every now and again might hold him back a little bit. Still, the battle for second again is back under fire. Gossett trying to make the bottom work. You got Nolan Hodson in the 12 who was spinning earlier. Now trying to make it 3 wide for the 3rd place spot. Here they go, Bobby Anderson. Moving to the top will make the advantage. Ryan S. Jones trying to make the top work as well. Gossett on the middle and Nolan Hodson on the bottom.
Once again, squirting forward. Gossett still bring a rim on the bottom along the edge of the white line. Ryan Jones, who mentioned he was looking to try and, well, go for the record a number of times sliding through the box tonight. Amongst his top 5, and this is the best Ryan Jones has run this entire campaign. He's looking for 4th with a bit of a send.
Oh, yeah, 3 wide on the bottom. He's going to get tight. He's been doing that the last handful of laps. I think that car is real tight on the exit of 4, like most of the other cars that keep slapping the wall. But he's just running the bottom, which just means he's just got to let out of the gas instead of come up and hit another car, which is just a respectful thing to do. But still up front, top 3 guys. I mean, it's Patrick Gitter. You got Clayton Hoffman there in the 2nd place spot. You got Bobby Anderson and Gossett trading places, it seems like, every other lap. DeCiani's back up here, though. Take a look at that Ford car. He's trying to make the bottom line work. He's sending that thing sideways. He's got a loose machine right there as the 11 car tries to hang on to it. Also doing some side drafting for DeCiani right there on the 11. He's going to be trying to get down to the bottom. And guess what has returned, ladies and gentlemen? The fog is back. Woo! Yeah, we got another dust storm here at Kansas Speedway. Oh, Gossett's in the wall. Gossett got into the wall a little bit in front of Bobby Anderson. Here come Nolan Hodson trying to make that advantage work for him. Not quite, as DeCiani might be taking it 3 wide here in a moment if they're not careful. Oh my gosh, yeah. Everybody's getting into the wall, man. I saw Medeiros. Hey, take a look at this. Devin Medeiros. We haven't seen him up front all day. He's running in 9th. He just hit the wall a couple times. So this might be his stage points that he's been looking for. So that's good for that 20 car to get back up towards the front. As Bobby Anderson is dropping back like a rock. He blocks that 20 car pretty hard there.
I think he's toasted the tires here. That's the risk you take when you run high the entire run. He has toasted them as he's fallen all the way back to that 9th position. May fall a lot more.
Oh man, what a save. Back in the back of the field, we got Adam Benefield. Almost killed his car. Almost absolutely destroyed his car. But he turned into like one of them drifters. He went out there and he did side-to-side drift, saved the race car right across the start-finish line. That was one heck of a save as he came across the line. That might be worth taking a look at, I'll be honest with you. That 83, just a handful right now. Running back in the back 20s. We don't expect that out of this 83 car. We don't expect him to be up back in the back part of the field. But maybe he's just waiting for the right time to strike as we're going to look at that replay. Take a look right here. You'll see he's coming off the corner. Kumachevsky there. This is on the backstretch. It ends up happening on the front here. So we're going to see it when they get back around. Here they go down to the bottom of the racetrack. There's Kumachevsky, Neil Pearson in the 62. But we're looking at the 83. He's going to come up off the corner here. And Mesnard there. Mesnard gets into Kumachevsky and it sends the 83 loose, and he's over here drifting the race car, hanging onto the dang thing. Beautiful drive by Adam Benefield in that 83 car tonight. Doing a great job hanging on to it.
Benefield trying to hold on to that car for dear life as time goes. Stone slowly making his way through this traffic in 19th as well. Tempers are building on the radio, by the way, as the Band Chat Club continues to add up. Let's just say that. Stone with his viewpoint here tonight for more of a positive outlook.
Yeah, Cameron Stone, he's having a lot of fun in that car. He's running about mid-20s. But he's over here, he's showing that he's got himself a serious face. He's going to go out there and try to pass Ralph Hutchinson here on the bottom. He's going to do it. He's got a loose running race car right now. Trying to hang on to it. Here comes the 83 making a shot to the middle. Adam Benefield just decides, nope, I'm passing you all three right here, right now. You got Carl Dodson there right in front of him, also having an onboard camera. But yeah, these guys are just running it pretty good right now. Just got to make sure you get to the end of the stage. We got about another 15 laps left before we hit the end of the stage. Patrick Gitter, still our leader right now with Tommy Gossett in second. Clayton Hoffman in third, Nolan Hodgson in fourth, Matt DiCiani, and battle for that 5th place spot is Robert Miller sitting in 6th right now, trying to make the bottom work, trying to make that pass, but the front few have really single filed out. This is the first time all day that we've really seen some single file racing up towards the front.
A single file right now for now. Still have 15 laps to go in the stage. The tires, by the way, have indeed equalized down to the run, by the way. Gitter last time was slower than the drivers in 2nd and 3rd spot. A lot of these drivers trying to avoid the bumps in 3 and 4 by using that first seam here tonight, it seems. That seems to be how things are solidified, as it's almost like it's about to rain at this point with how it's looking.
Yeah, it's a lot more humidity, but I gotta ask you, did you just do a 3 seam joke there? That was pretty funny. I like that.
What do you mean by that? I don't know.
Yeah,
what
you said seam. Yeah.
There's seams.
Man.
There are seams here.
Sorry, man. It's just so funny. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh my gosh, riders were talking about it. 4 car in the 11 of Jones, DiCiani in the 4 car, and Ryan Jones almost wreck each other. They're on the radio chat with each other now. Probably an apology there from Jones. He came up and almost spun DiCiani. He hangs on to the race car. That puts the top 5 really spread out. Let's take a look right here. You see the 11 car all over the back bumper of the 4. And he's going to have a run here on the exit of turn 4. But we're on the back straightaway right now, so we got to wait another half a set of corners here to get there. 11's going to try to make a move to the bottom. And remember, that 11 car has been getting really tight on the exit of turns 3 and 4. And he's going to come up here really tight, not quite clear, makes contact with the 4, gets them a little loose. They lose a little bit of time, and they drop back a few spots.
Rewind once again as Jones starts to have his tires fall off on the long run compared to some of these others absolutely here. Had been running top 5 and now not anymore, outside the top 10. Right now not in line for stage points. 11 laps to go on the stage as the entire top 4 or 5 have checked out 2 seconds. Over the past few laps, the fall off has hit 3/4 a lap quicker all of a sudden compared to the top drivers who are barely lifting to the corners.
I mean, the top 5 here, I mean, you got to be thinking about what their strategy is compared to everybody else. I mean, what is the gain here by pushing so hard for this stage, other than the stage points we're going to get here in about 10 laps? We're crossing the stripes, about 9 laps to go left in the stage. Top 5 are still all there. Hoffman's running the bottom. We got Gossett up there on the top, Robert Miller, and Nolan Hodson. I think we want to go on board and listen to the throttle here for one of the cars. So we're going to go on board. Let's take a listen to here as Gossett. He's barely lifting in turn 1 is the understanding. Let's take a look here. Sounds like he's full throttle here, not lifting at all. And then he goes in 1. Take a listen.
Yeah.
He took a slightly different line that time, not running the top. The top line, you could really push at full throttle. More contact, though. Yeah, 15 car Robert Miller, now 3 wide.
Here we go. 2 of the Altus backed entries. Going 3 wide. Gossett aiming it outside. Defends to be able to take over second fully as Miller tries to line up in the tire tracks.
The only guy who loved seeing that right now is that 21 car, Patrick Gitter. He loved seeing that. That scooted him out to about a half-second lead over these guys. So he's pretty much got this in the bag if he's able to hang on to his race car. Everybody else in the top 5 are still going to be battling for those handful of stage points. But the back 10 is where real battles right now look like to be going on. We got the 92 and the 12 right here for 5th. 4th place, I should say. But back in the 6th place spot, DeCiani and Paul Hill. You can see them. They're side-by-side battling for spots. We got Neil Pearson in the 97 and Lucas Hoytsma trying to battle for spots, including first race for Matt White here, running right now in 12th. And the 5-car Bobby Anderson trying to get some stage points here at the end of this thing. Any one of them can do it. They just got to be able to get in the right position at the right time. As we come across the line here in just a moment, we will get the 5 lap to go mark. That 26 car has the lead. 21 car contact DeCiani. Paul Hill almost turned DeCiani on the straightaway. What on earth was that all about? Holy moly, we'll have to take a look at that after the stage, but we saw it live on your screen. So that absolutely was not something you want to see on this racetrack right now for stage points. It's not fun. That 26 really wants to get some stage points today.
Yeah, getting really dicey here. Now things are closing out. DeCiani tight, Paul Hill tight. Everyone getting tight in the second pack. Joan Squirt's in front to 6th in this group with 5 to go. Are they going to make it to 5 completed laps is the question here with the way they're driving.
6 on back, who knows? But I can tell you up in the front 5, they're running a little more respectfully towards each other. But in this backpack, golly, they're all over the place. What I can tell you, though, is that 33 is gaining ground on the 21 up towards the front. But we're looking right now at that 10-car White. He is right now in a great position for his first race, running in 9th when he crosses the stripe. Doing a great job. Just keep it up. Don't give up. And you might even get some more stage points than you were thinking. If he's able to somehow squeak a win out maybe later in the season, that will give him the opportunity to be able to use those stage points for sure. But right now, look up front, that 21 car, Patrick Gitter, showing that he's got this speed going, but not for long. Gossett is, oh my golly, he hit the wall pretty hard that time. I think that might drop him out of contention there. As we cross across the stripe, that is going to be, I think, 3 or 2 laps to go, somewhere in that range. I think we're going to say 3. Yeah, that 21 car has pretty much got this in the bag. Don't hit the wall, don't hit the brakes, don't overdrive it, and you'll be able to make it to the end, and you'll be able to win this stage. That is for sure. That 33, though, is really trying to make the top work. He tried to develop that cushion, but there is just no bubble on the wall right now.
They're trying as they might. Oh, contact!
Oh, wow, what a save.
Higher up, nearly turned Gossett. Not sure about the line. I think Gossett expected him to go lower and nearly got himself hooked for coming at 2 laps to go on the stage. Miller and Gossett.
Oh, he wrecked him. He wrecked him. Oh, he collects Hoffman. More cars involved, 2 cars. That's going to bring out a caution. Gossett's facing the wrong way. He took him out. I think that may have That may have made some anger within that 33 car. And after that contact, oh boy, he wanted to repay the favor, and it did not end up well for any of them. That's going to end the stage there. Patrick Gitter is going to get the stage win. Hoffman's going to get second, and Hodgson looks like he is going to hang on to third. Let's look at that wreck again. I think we want to see both parts. Go ahead, Justin.
Can confirm this is the end of the stage. Gitter gets the stage win.
Yeah, that 33 tried to cut down in front of the 15. I don't think that was the 15 car's fault. 33 tried to cut down in front of him to block the lane. 15 is going to make the bottom line work and try to get back going. He does. He's on the top. Car's loose. Oh, yeah, that was not on purpose. That is 100% accidental. He got loose. He overdrove the car trying to make the top line work, and his car just got overly loose. But I do think, based off of the way he was driving, he may have been pushing it a little bit more than he should have, based off of that contact from earlier. Whenever you get that big of a contact and it gets you loose, it just makes you want to, push a little more to try and get what you can, try to beat him back. And you see Nolan there get some front end damage, and 92 also getting some left rear damage, or right rear damage. So the front five all wrecked, and unfortunately that's going to end the stage, and these guys are going to have a lot of damage repaired. More cars have come down pit road. Patrick Gitter, happy to see it. He's going to end up getting this stage as Heitman now comes in front of him, trying to get some tires and gas, ready to get back out on the racetrack.
So Patrick Gitter, first one off pit road. Hoffman second, Hill, Pearson, White, Jones, DeCiani, Benefield, Stone, and Kolmacheski. The top 10 on the race off pit road. We'll take a step aside. More coverage coming up. Stage 3 coming up. 102 laps to go. Here from Kansas.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back now to what has turned into a open. It's 100 laps to go on the dot. And things are turning very spicy. Patrick Gitter, Clayton Hoffman on the front row. Hill and Pearson, row 2. And if you haven't found its officials yet, the fog is here to remind you. Green flag is out. We're back underway here in FLCC.
Oh, man, that's exactly right there, Justin. Coming into the corner here, Patrick Gitter's going to have the advantage. Now it's a different game. We're going to see something a little different. I think the front end of this pack is going to start slowing up a little bit more. We got some new folks up towards the front. Let's go ahead and point at the new faces in the new places. Take a look here. Neil Pearson, Matt White, Ryan Jones, of course, we saw earlier, but Adam Benefield and Cameron Stone now in the top 10. These guys we haven't seen up in the top 10 for very long, if at all, tonight. So it's awesome to see them running up here towards the front. As Patrick Gitter is going to lead the way for now, trying to get a second win on the year at a first win at a non-super speedway race if he's able to hang on to the car. We're just getting straight to the end of this thing and see who's going to be able to hang on to it for now. Bottom of the racetrack, here comes Paul Hill for the lead. You got, look, Ryan S. Jones on the screen now, but here comes that 26. He's all over the rear bumper of that 21 car. He made a peek down to the inside, had a good run. Nobody's taking the 3 wide lanes that we saw earlier in the earlier restarts. I think it's really calmed down slightly in the back of the field. But just say that for now. Things might change. We've seen a lot of crazier things happen in this series. So that top line will come into use once the bottom line's tires start to, wear to the point where the bottom isn't as fast anymore. They will migrate to the top, and the top will start taking a little bit of an advantage before the bottom line will come back in again. So that's the dynamic track right now. It's kind of broken, but it works as it is here at Kansas. Still, the leader, Patrick Gitter, trying to hold off Paul Hill as Paul's trying to look down to the bottom. He lifts a little bit early, and he will get out of there. As more cars are battling for position back here in the back 20s, the 98 of Steven Williams got into the wall a little bit, hangs on to the race car, running right now back in the back 15th place spot, somewhere around there. But yeah, you can see everybody's just running different lines. DeCiani's the first I saw to go up to the top, trying to make it 3 wide. And now just some are saving tires, some are pushing, like the 6 and the 4. They are definitely pushing.
They're pushing hard right now. As we continue on, mind you, you can easily split things up middle-wise on the strategy on the stage now. 100 laps, easily 50-50 likely, or 60-40. We'll have to see how this field plays things out. A lot of these drivers just trying to make their way through. The Ford is
Ralph Hutchinson! Ralph Hutchinson's around in front of the field. Heavy contact, hard hits in the back of the field. Dustin Hall involved, a few others involved as well. But what an undoing for that 8 car. You hate to see it. Currently broken race car. He was running in about 7th place spot when that wreck happened. He was running with Ryan Jones. Let's take a look and see what happened here. He was running in the middle of the racetrack. Everything looks fine here, but the 11 comes off the racetrack like he had all day. He's been running really tight off 4, got into the side of the 8, and the 8 tried to save it, but he got hard contact with the 37 of Zodiac right there, and that put him, for sure, not knocked out of contention to win this race. Take a look at the 11 car. He's going to get really tight and get into the right rear quarter panel of the 8 car, sending him up the hill, and that will cause this chaos every single time. You cannot, as a driver, know on these restarts that if you're going to run the bottom, you can't just do the same full throttle stuff. You're going to cause an accident every time when you don't watch how your car has been reacting all race. At 11, you saw it, Justin. He's been really pushing tight, hitting the wall, having to lift off the gas to avoid contact all race. But this time, it collects someone and causes a large accident, which is extremely unfortunate for the entire field. As Nolan, this is going to be crazy onboard. He barely missed the whole thing. Let's take a look at him. You're going to see smoke pop up, and he'll slam on those brakes and back off. He's doing the exact right thing here. You see smoke, he's going to back off. Right thing to do. He's slowing it down, getting down to a low speed. Oh, man. Barely missing that 8 car. So 12 cars still in this race. 8 car most certainly is not, as he is still out on the racetrack right now.
Well, people who aren't now in the race, Stony Benfield technical issue, Derek Heitman along with Ben Tracy, both disqualified for the incident limit. We do have an incident limit of 13 incident points here, and a lot of people are getting involved in a lot of crazy incidents here. Some people coming down pit road for more damage repair, but that's going to be a concern with all the caution flags we've seen and how many drivers have had to claw their way through the field at least 2, 3, 4 times from multiple incidents.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I think that more drivers have had these incidents happen out of the blue again, over and over again. It's unfortunate to see. But one thing that's really surprising me, Derek Heitman in that 76 car being out of the race. He's not even on the racetrack anymore. He's out. Robert Miller is now 1 lap down. He has a little bit of damage from that wreck we saw just prior to this. And then, of course, Zodiac got heavy left front damage when he ran into the side of the 8 car who was spinning just a moment ago. A lot of cars all over this track. The moment the fog came back is when all this started heading loose, man. It's just, oh, man, you hate to see it. It's not something that's what folks really want to see. And I think that this fog might need to be taken a look at here because, I mean, it's not very common that we get fog here in Kansas. Maybe dust storms, but not so much fog in real life. It's just it's not a common occurrence.
We'll have Let's see how things go in the restart. EOL going to Ralph Hutchinson for this restart situation. So the 8 continues to go to the back. I'm surprised the 8's still running with how much damage they have, but 92 laps to go.
He's just gonna nurse that thing around. He's on the apron right now, so he's not gonna be a factor. I think we're gonna focus on the restart we just got right here. 21 jumps off. We're back underway as we saw Kumacheski in the 88 blink in and out there for a moment. He's back on the racetrack and he's in the top 5. First time that we've seen him up there in a while, so he's back up towards the front.
Still zipping our way forward now. Pearson and Dirty Self Equipment showing why Bobby Anderson's been able to move to the front in similar equipment. Kolmacheski is amongst those up front too, but Delaney trying to rip the lip. Gets blocked off by Ryan Jones though on the cut as they play the different lines here.
Oh, you just know it's going to be a great highlights this week with all these accidents that we've had tonight. A lot of cars trying to get from the back to the front for sure, but Delaney has been really impressive. He started back in the 37th spot, but not just him. Jones, I think, in the 41 car, in the 11 car, started back in 41st and is up towards the front as well. Those two just really showed a lot of speed. Same thing with Carl Dodson in the 9. He started in 43rd, and he's up to 6th. I mean, amazing job by these guys to go from the back to the front. It shows tremendous ability to go from the back to the front at any condition. Right there, the 92 almost cut off the front bumper there. Delaney thought better of it, thank goodness. Do not want to see another accident like there. That was almost asking for it, as it looks like Carl Dodson in the 9 car. Take a look at this. Pushing the 6 car, moves the 6 up to the lead, and now battled for 3rd. Heats up again. Hoffman on the bottom, Carl Dodson on the top. Patrick Gitter trying to run the bottom. New fastest lap for Lucas Hoytsma in the 97. He's back there in that purple machine, but the battle now is for 2nd. Dodson's gonna have the run entering turn 3, and that 9 car might take the lead here in just a moment. He's gonna have a good run here on the outside to that 6 car Delaney. He's going to come back down. Let's look at that track temp. Holy cold it is. It is freezing out there on that racetrack compared to usual. 79 degrees. That is why we're getting fast laps. Carl Dodson running a 33. New leader on the outside if he's able to hang on to it, and he does. Carl Dodson. We haven't seen him lead since Bristol early in the race prior to his contact that sent him towards the back. But now he's going to end up leading a lap here at Kansas. He's going to be happy about it. That is for sure. Him and his family must be very happy to see him leading here at Kansas.
First lap of the night as a result here. It's Fortis 1-2 on the grid. Delaney cycles to the bottom as they make their way on through. 86 coming to laps to go in this race. Plenty of time to go here as most of the field starting to pick their battles. Hoytsma, Lucas Hoytsma specifically, shows the outside. Hunter Truell, he's still hanging out. We talked to him before. He's doing a solid job maintaining track position.
I am very surprised, to say the least, with some of these drivers. With the cold conditions, they're able to actually hang on to a lot more speed. A lot of these guys built setups for a lot hotter conditions. However, right now, these cars, with how cold it is definitely going to make different cars run towards the front, like Carl Dodson. We haven't seen him lead all day, but look at this. Lucas Hoytsma in the 97 trying to make a move out to the outside for 2nd place. He has a lot of speed. He's on the outside of Delaney right now. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, just wanted to make sure I'm still live. Yep, right now, Patrick Gitter has moved up to the top, and he was saving tires. So now that Gitter's up there, that tells me it might be cold enough to where the top might not even burn your stuff up as worse as you think it would. As the sun's coming out on the back straightaway just a little bit, that might change how this track temp reacts over the next little while. 97 on the bottom of the 21, trying to make it work. Contact with the wall for Paul Hill. Hangs on to it. Remember, that wall doesn't even seem to want to give any damage today, so a lot of cars still able to use that wall as an advantage instead of a disadvantage. That 97, though, pushing hard in the middle. Not going to have enough room to do it. Cuts up in front. New car there in 2nd. Still Patrick Gitter hangs on as we have that Maconi setup shop Toyota cracking the top 5. Here he goes to the outside of Paul Hill. He'll make it work up to 5th now for that 71 machine.
All sorts of comers and goers at this point. There's no specific spot you can really pinpoint anybody at this point to stay up here. Dodson, we've seen good short run. Long run's been a struggle. He pushes up. Here comes Gitter to take his spot away. Mistake for the 9 as Hoytsma takes it 3 wide up the middle. The RHM entry showing why they're one of the top teams on the season so far. Hoytsma trying to go for the point, but giving a lot of breaks to that 21.
Oh man, they are still trying to look 3 wide here in the middle of this racetrack for this lead. That 9 car is trying to hang on to it for all he's got. He's got it right now, still battling for second. Dodson's going to throw some air on the front bumper of that 21. 21's going to get tight on entry, gets up into the 97. They hang on to the race car as they come off the corner here. That 9 car still hanging on to the lead. And man, just very excited for that 9 car. I mean, we haven't seen him up front, like I said, since Bristol early on in that race. Good to see the 9 car back up towards the front. We'll see if he's able to hang on to it as take a look at the 71 of Hunter Truel trying to make a move in the middle up to 4th now. He's moved up another spot, and we're seeing more cars that are trying to just get to the front, make those moves to be able to do that, as everybody else seems to be trying to save tire in the back of the field. Not that many are running up top in the back of the field compared to the front.
Right now, Hill moving his way back into 5th. This is going, but it's going to be interesting how these drivers play things out by the time pit stops start to factor in. That's going to be the key word, pit stop. It's going to be important for what lap you choose here pretty soon. If it stays green, the green light fuel is soon. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hoytsma hits the wall. And yet again, more time lost for the 97 from another too tight corner apex off into the wall. But it's going to be important to time at the pit stop, Kirk, if you want to get the cycle right at this point.
Yeah, you definitely got to wait for that pit stop time to work out for him. When are they going to come down? I think it's going to be 50 to go. I think we're going to start seeing that here in a little bit. I mean, the smart folk will try. I mean, some people will like to short pit, of course. Those that might burn up their stuff early, like right now, the guys who I think might short pit might be Dodson. I got the 71 involved in that. Hunter Truel, Komacheski most certainly probably will short pit. A few others might as well, but if they stay out as long as they can, that's going to be only a benefit to them, considering how low the drop-off is. If they're able to save their stuff and maintain speed, like the 6 car, 21, or even the 83 of Benefield, if we see these guys save some tire, Dodson gets in the wall hard. 71 got in the wall as well, both of them. Still hanging on to the lead, though, for Dodson. He's loving every second of this. One of those guys that you always want to root for. So I'm just very excited to see him up towards the front. We'll see how long that lasts as his car is starting to fall off a cliff right now. You can obviously tell he's all over the place. The sun is coming back out onto the racetrack, getting hotter. You see that right there? Dodson had to get off the gas quite a bit. He is now on the top. He's going to have to lift a little bit, and he gets in the wall again anyway. So he's back off to 4th now, and he will be continuing to lose spots from here. He did everything he could to stay up front as long as he could, but his time has come. His tires are starting to wear on out. So now Patrick Gitter up to the lead, and the sun's out. It's going to be really hot track temp now from here on out. Right now, from my understanding, track temp is right now sitting at about 81. So it went from about 78 to 81. So it's going back up. We'll see if that continues to climb, as we're now having lighter winds, around 16 miles per hour, but still pretty heavy, to the point where it's still going to continue to get tight. As Komacheski in the 88 car making the high line work. Here he comes. He is ready to try and take this lead away from Patrick Gitter if he's able to get a good one.
Caution flag is out once again. It's involving turns 1 and 2. Pierce Tower Hunter is amongst those who have gone around to put us under caution. He was running in 20th.
Yeah, very unfortunate. He got lucky, I think. Did he get hit? No. Very lucky for Tyler Hunter. Holy cow. He got a really lucky duck right there. Take a look right here. He's going to come up the racetrack, make slight contact with the 62, who he thought was going to go up higher. He's going to come back up the racetrack. Don't hit the wall, buddy. He spins it out, and he is able to just avoid everybody. He got real lucky there. And that's going to change everything. Pit cycle, it's going to change it. We might have a fuel run here. Depending on how many laps these guys can do on a single tank of gas. What are these cars at now for a single tank around Kansas? You have any idea?
67 at best. We're still inside the fuel number.
Oh, man. So how many laps we got left to go here in the race? We're on lap 194. That means we got at least 70 plus. So, yeah, it's going to be quite a task to try and make it on gas from here. So this is where it's going to be exciting, because now it's going to have some people might push hoping for a caution. Some guys might come. Everybody's going to come down and get tires and gas. I really think so. But they're going to have to make a 2-tire stop at it. Actually, a 2-stop strategy from here. This pit stop and then one more to end this thing off. So we might have somebody push real hard early on, trying to, hope for a caution so he can come back down and get tires and have the track position with a short amount of time left to go in the race. Or you can save your stuff, hope for no caution at all, and then pass the folks whenever you guys get fresh tires, and pass all the guys whose tires start to wear out the longer the run goes. So it's kind of going to be split strategy here. But Kulmacheski, I want to keep my eye on him when we come back.
We'll be back after this. You're watching coverage of FLCC at Maconi Entertainment. Welcome back, everybody. After some strategy, Carl Dodson wants to try something. He took 2 tires. It's not been the same as a while ago. We'll see how long this lasts. His call over the radio: 2 tires. I took 2 tires, everybody. Good luck. We're underway as the auctioneer looks to try and see if he's going to be able to get the winning bid. The answer? No. The field says we're going to make passes immediately. He drops to 3rd.
I think he actually only took left sides, too. I went down and looked at his pit stop, and yeah, that was just a heck of a pit stop. As the top 2 now, you got Delaney and Patrick Gitter here, trying to make the bottom line work. They're going to scoot away as the 9 car is going to essentially destroy the top line from here on out. 92 gets slowed down quite a bit. He's going to have to try and get by him a little lower. And I think folks are going to start recognizing that top lane behind the 9 might be a bad lane to get into right now. But maybe this is a long-term strategy. Maybe it's something like that. We'll have to see how it pans out for him, as we still have cars all over the place trying to get by these cars on 2 tires. But Kulmacheski, I really like how he's up here on the top 4, running the bottom. He's got a little bit of speed. Bobby Anderson as well, trying to be up here. I mean, these are the guys that are most certainly going to be trying to just get up here quickly and hope for a caution. it's gonna be adaptable though. I mean, it's gonna change quite a bit. We got 69 laps to go in the race. You said 67 maximum, and my guess is that you could probably, I always say when they say maximum, I always say add 2 laps. You never know. Somebody could have a secret reserve hidden in their gas lines or something, have a basketball inflated or something, as they would say. But oh man, right when I'm saying that, contact with the wall for Dustin Hall there in the 1 car again. Man, that 1 car is having a tough race, but he's still running in top 10, so I mean, he's got to be happy about it, but it's just having a rough time trying to hang on to that 1 car.
A lot of these drivers having a tough time hanging on at this point. Green light on fuel this time by, and most of the field has gone up to the top, interestingly enough, except for Cole Macheski, maybe Cam Stone. It's been a flip of the switch compared to what you would expect from what we've seen all race long. It looks like these drivers starting to go away from the tire saving game here, Kirk, and are now going into the attack mode, knowing you're not going to have a full run left to go on these tires.
That's absolutely right. We just had another great save there by the 83 of Adam Benefiel. He hung on to the car, but he didn't lose that many positions. But we're going to stick up here towards the front. It's a battle for the lead that we want to focus on right now. Delaney, Hill, Hill is really shot towards the front. We haven't seen Paul Hill up front for a while. Tommy Gossett, though, just took the fastest lap away in that 33 car. Remember, he was involved in that incident earlier. Still seems to have a fast car. We'll see how long that lasts. New leader. Here comes the 26 down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make that work. And yeah, they are not saving tires there, Justin. Kulmacheski is sideways off the corner there in turn 4. They're going to be 4 wide back in the back of the field. You got a lot of cars just trying to hang on, but they're pushing hard up front. That 26 trying to make the bottom work. He seems to have a good run here on the bottom. He gets a little loose and a little squiggly. Has to get in behind the 21 car. Not a lot of side drafting, so he's doing it really respectfully, I would say. That side draft, of course, is a great tool to use, but whenever you kind of have a little respect for somebody that you're racing against, you typically want to refrain from using it. It is kind of seen as a negative from some folks, but it's definitely still pretty good. They have really scooted away from 3rd and 4th as they are still side by side for that position. You got the 6 car, Delaney on the bottom, and Bobby Anderson. Again, great race for that 5 car. We haven't seen him have this good of a race all season, and he's doing a great job of hanging up here in the top 5. He's just got to be able to maintain it for now.
Major thing as you see Tommy Gossett's recovery from the massive incident before. Now getting back in the top 10 last time by. He was quicker than the race leader. So Gossett has a lot of pace in that 33 with the small blip needed through the throttle to be able to get that car rolling. Near contact above him though, as he gets the side draft on Stone. He's looking so strong on the bottom of the racetrack of that Renko-powered machine.
Definitely, for sure. He's using the bottom better than anybody else right now. I don't see anybody else doing what he's doing on the bottom. He has a good setup underneath him, that's for sure, being able to make that bottom line work. He could really dive it in deep there in turns 1 and 2 and just keep on the gas compared to everybody else around him. Still pushing tight on the exit of 2, but not enough to where he's going to lose any ground, which is why I think that 33 might be up front here in just a couple laps. As Hoffman tries to make a move for 2nd place. Now Gossett up to 4th. Golly, man, it's going to be a crazy finish here once we get down to the end of this thing. When they cross the stripe, it is 61 laps to go here at Kansas for the full-length Cup Challenge.
Patrick Hitter so far has led plenty of laps here tonight. The question is, can he hold on and maintain, especially with that super fast 33 making their way through this pack? Looks like Hill trying to take a peek. If Gitter makes a mistake here, that CFM car is right there to pounce. 60 laps to work with here on this run. And most of the drivers on the Equals equipment still. So, keep an eye on Gossett though. He's the only one making the bottom work to gain positions right now.
I think he's going to actually save a little bit more tire than Hill, than the 21, the 92. These guys, That 33 is going to have him on raw pace here in about 10, 20 laps, I think, if he's able to continue what he's got going. But you got to remember, he was involved in an accident with some heavy damage. Maybe it's something that might affect his long run. You never know what you're going to see out of that car. So they're side by side for the lead still. Paul Hill trying to make that bottom work, but with Patrick Kidder on the top, it just does not seem to have been working at all. Every single lap he gets close, but he just can't seem to get the pass made. That 33, though, looking on the bottom of Hoffman in the 92, and with this little side draft, Hill's around, makes contact with the 33, he loses it. Gossett goes around in front of the rest of the field, no contact, but you can just, oh man, you got a feel for Gossett here, man. That was wrong place, wrong time, not his fault. That 26 just got loose and came down and sitting in the wrong spot. Oh man, you hate to see it. Caution's back out again with 58 laps to go. Let's take a look here. You can see Hill right in front of him. That's the guy we want to keep an eye on, Hill. He's going to be really loose. He comes down and just hits the 33 car. That was 100% just a car getting loose, so you hate to see it. But it does make me think about last week. That 33 and that 26 had a little bit of a rivalry going on because that 33 moved the 26 on the restart, moved him up the hill, and took him out of contention for this race last week. However, this week, the roles are a little reversed. So I think these two, you got to keep an eye on these two throughout the rest of the season. Paul Hill, Tommy Gossett, these guys. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't intentional, obviously, but that's got to be going through their mind.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's just the nature of the racetrack at this point with the cooler track. But this takes care of the fuel strategy at the very least here. Dustin Hall overruns his pit stop, everybody else making their way in for service. And Nolan Hodgson just rolled the dice. 6 seconds in the pit lane, well out in front of everybody else. Matt DeCiani did the same thing. 2 tires for Hoytsma, a top off for Steven Williams.
Oh man, what did we just get ourselves into? Nolan did not take any tires. So he's on no tires right now. Golly, that's going to be interesting. I don't know how that's going to work. I wish that we could ask him. I think we can, can't we? He's in the info care center.
Yes, let's ask him. Nolan, what was the strategy call here and why?
Simply, I feel like there's too many laps left for the amount of tires that I have. So I'm just trying to save a set. I'm pretty much just going to get out of the way because I don't feel like wrecking myself right now, and I just want to save a set of tires.
How many sets of tires do you have left?
Not enough.
That is a good answer, man. That is a good answer as a driver. That's pretty good. Man, I wish you the best of luck out there, man. You're going to have to hope for a perfectly timed caution to get back out of this.
Yeah, this is a very sensitive situation, so hopefully it works out in my favor.
We'll see, that's for sure. Thanks for coming and talking to us.
Yep, thank you.
Hodgson looking to see if that works out for him. He's already just admitted on the radio right after we finished talking with him, he's going to duck out of the way. So he is going straight to the apron. And I have to wonder how many people are in that same boat. Better yet, if he realizes the person next to him is literally on the same call.
I don't know, man. I mean, this is why I love racing. You get down to these little moments where folks have different ideas of how you can win the race. And some folks want to win it on raw speed. Sure, that's fine. That 12 car hasn't really had that much raw speed. He's doing the only thing he can do to win this race. He's not going to be able to do it on speed. He's got to do it on strategy, and this is the smart decision. Same thing with DeCiani. But the rest of these folks behind him, every single one of them have a good shot here, with the exception, of course, of that 98 car, Williams. See, he's on a similar strategy as well. We'll see how it works out for them. Green flag's back out. 4 car does not get rolling, but the 12 gets a great jump on that restart.
He goes right to the apron.
Oh my gosh.
He was true to his word. DeCiani nearly getting ran over by his teammate, as that pushes Gitter all the way back into 5th position. Make it 6 as Bobby Anderson pushes the 4 instead. Lucas Hoytsma is going for the lead, nearly spins it from the outside. He has to check up as a result.
Oh, Ryan Jones through the grass, and around goes Bobby Anderson in front of the field. Oh, there goes Dustin Hall involved as well. Dustin Hall has incident point out, and Cameron Stone wrecks in turn 1. Hard contact. More cars around. The 10 car, Matt White making his first start of the day, also involved. Multiple car crash. Daniel Llewellyn even involved in this one. Might as well throw another name out there. Just, it looked like 3 separate crashes, all one after the other. That 11 car started it all. A little bit of contact with the back bumper there of the 57. The 57 gets into the 5, spins the 5 out, and the 57 comes back up the hill. Contact with Truell, and then he spins out. And, oh, golly, just seems like one wreck after another, but there's one common denominator in that one, the 57 car. You see that right there. 11 goes down, he saves his race car. 5 car gets spun out into the 1 car of, you see that there, Dustin Hall. But then you go back up there to the Cameron Stone car, and you watch him in turn 1 and 2. He gets absolutely clobbered on the outside wall if we take about a few seconds back. Let's watch this 57 throughout this whole thing. That 11 just scoots out of its way, gets into the 5 car, more wrecking all over the place. 57 thinks he's clear, but then he's not quite clear. Contact, hard outside contact. More cars trying to avoid. You got Stoney Benefield involved in an accident as well. Stoney Benfield, I should say. And another one right there. You can see the 07 going around. So these guys just trying to avoid the accident. This was 3 wrecks in 1, which is so unusual here. It's so strange. This is going to be an interesting view of Llewellyn here. Let's take a look.
Right there, getting around the slalom course that's built up here. And many more drivers joining the DQ list and damage list. This has been very attrition-filled all night long. This has been very, well, official-like, is all you can really say. I think some would say is the better way to phrase it.
It's an unusual thing, I could say, but I mean, I tell you what, I'm having a good time watching this thing. We got 82 track temp, so it's not super hot, really cold. That's what I think most of this is happening. It's more on the setup, less on the driver. Whenever it's really, really cold like this in the 80s, it's the setup matters a lot more. When it's a lot hotter, yeah, you kind of want to focus on the driver and how they drive the car, because then it's a lot slicker. But I gotta say, I mean, these guys are doing the best they can to get through here and get a good finish. But, you know, whenever you're close quarters racing 3 wide on a 1.5 miles like this, where it's almost like Talladega in some places, you saw it. That wreck was in the middle of a 3 wide situation. But the whole point of that was just because the car itself creates the style of racing, which is chaotic, crazy, and you can't pass because of the dirty air in the way. And I guarantee you all these drivers are going to be complaining after this race, saying that when you're stuck in a hole like that behind these guys, you get a really tight race car, you make a little bit of contact, and then all heck breaks loose. So yeah, I always say you always got the professionals out there that will really do a great job of hanging on to the car, but not every single driver out there can really do that at a high level when you have all these different conditions going against them. They're doing the best they can. Up front, Clayton Hoffman, though, we haven't talked about him up front for a little bit. He hasn't been leading for a while, but now he's leading this thing. He's got Delaney to his outside. This top 10 is actually so wild looking. You got cars like Neil Pearson up here. You got Steven Williams. We haven't seen him in the top 10, I think, in a few weeks. Thomas Komacheski is normally not up front unless it's a short run, but he's up here. You got Devin Medeiros running in 8th. Great races for these guys with the attrition of the other cars that were started up towards the front, dropped out because the wrecks, they're just moving up through the field. So it's a great day for these guys as the pace car dives out. We're going to have 50 to go on this restart.
Green flag is out. We're back underway. People who pit, by the way, 26 on back. That might not matter too much at this point. It is Clayton Hoffman who's up front. It's Gitter up to second. Delaney jumps into line. DeCiani still on the older rubber as they are 3-4 wide in the middle of the pack.
I'm watching Gossett right now. He's all over the rear bumper of a few other cars. He's trying to get through this entire Hornet's Nest as Gitter now moves up to the top to try and take the lead away from Hoffman. It looks like he will. They're even across the line, almost like that photo finish we saw earlier. That was by 9/1000ths of a second that time by when they crossed the stripe. Oh, man, that outside line really got some speed. Patrick Gitter's got it right now. More cars are sliding up off the bottom in the back of the field, but you got to remember, the fast cars are going to try and get through this field. That 33 is one I'm watching right now. He's making that bottom work. He is angry. He got involved in a bunch of accidents, but he is trying to make his way right back towards the front as Devin Medeiros contact. They're door banging all through this backpack. This is exactly like what you'd see at Talladega. They're 3x3 throughout this field. What are we doing? This is wild.
Very wild racing, still very wild pack action all throughout this field. Darrow's amongst those fanning down. There's a look at Gossett as he shoots the middle. Hill forced to back out of it. He thought about 3 wide on the 71. Adam Benefield amongst those who's been plugged around and bumped around all night long. He's now getting zipped. Robert Miller up the middle. He's trying to recover from a spin also as he works his way through the middle of the traffic.
We're sure Robert Miller's trying to get through that middle of the line. There was some contact in the back of the field. We're not going to show for a moment. Just some cars getting loose. They hung on to the car for now. But up front is the real story right now. It's actually so surprising. That DeCiani car, he's going to get real tight here. So does Gossett. Contact, they hang on to the race car. What a save these guys. Gossett, man. Oh, Guerrero goes around. Carl Dodson, the 73 of Mesnard, also spinning, and that will bring out yet another caution. Again on lap 222. Triple twos bring out another caution. Let's look and see what happened here. You see that Nicholas Vroman in the 95, we haven't seen him since the beginning of the race when he had that damage. He's trying to look on the outside of the 73 of Mesnard, 9 car, trying to make the bottom work. Here comes that 95 to the bottom. I think there was a little net code between the 95 and the 9. That was just a little bit of a net code contact, I think. If we take a look from behind, like on board the 9, I think we'll see that for sure. Just a racing incident here. No ill intent, just a bad situation here. Let's take a look. So you'll see he's going to try and hang on here, gets to the bottom, and that ghost contact. He thought that the 95, the game thought that they made contact, but they didn't. So that's where we're at right now. So spins them out, no real damage. They'll be able to come down and get that repaired, and brings out another yellow.
So another caution flag. Shouldn't see as much strategy as you may expect. And this is going to be the tough thing. Many of these drivers probably going to want a chance to pit here, but there's so few tire sets left in this field at this rate right now. It's a tire set limitation.
DeCiani came down. I see the 62 of Pearson coming down, but he has right front damage. That's for damage repair. Williams also doing the same, and a few others. Nolan Hodson is coming down with Bobby Anderson. More cars coming down, but these guys, remember, we're at the back of the pack. We'll have to see what their strategy is going to end up working out as. But the one car I want to keep an eye on is DeCiani. That 4 car came down pit lane. He's going to take 4 sets of tires right now. Pardon me, four tires this time. So that's going to put him in a good position.
Yep. More pit stops, and why don't we take the opportunity to check in with the race leader as some of these drivers complete their services here. Patrick Gitter keeping up front. You've led plenty of laps here tonight. What's it been like in the race car with what's been a very wild one in the No Place Like Home 400?
Yeah, man, a lot of aggression. Track position has been very important. I'm sure you guys have seen that most of the race here. Guys really fighting hard, trying to hold position, running high, running low all over the place. So I'm just trying to keep the car under me, get a feel for how the car builds lap to lap, adjust lines as we need, and we're going to try to stay out here, man. This is a strong field. I got a lot of fast guys behind me, so we'll have our hands full for sure.
I'm not sure if this is the best comparison, but it's almost like, remember the Gen 6 low horsepower package with the pack racing? It's almost been like that with some of the positions. Am I wrong on saying that?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, and it's just kind of reminds that a little bit, and kind of racing you're seeing here. So it's been interesting, you know, running real hard, full out, trying to get the rear under you. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, we're at the 1 to go signal here at this point. What's it going to be approach-wise to try and get this done with so many different strategies and knowing there are many of your teammates even limited on tires?
Yeah, it's just going to be, you know, stay committed, hold your line, hold your track position, be smart, obviously, you know, run aggressive, but respectfully as well, and hope for a good outcome. So I think that's all we can really hope here.
Good luck the rest of the way here.
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it.
Patrick Gitter up front in control for Fortis. 42 laps to go. Oh boy, is all you can really say, Kirk. You can tell some of the nervousness over the voice a little bit.
Oh yeah, you can hear it in his voice. He's shaky. he's worried about more cautions because I don't know if he has any tire sets left. It's going to be exciting. Got these cars lined up, double filed, pace cars in the pit lane. We're going to go back green with 42 laps to go. Let's see how it works out. 21 gets a great jump on the restart with Delaney also getting a good jump. They're going to be even for the second place spot going into turn 1. Slight advantage to Delaney as they are already 3 wide in the back of the field again, trying to make things work. But up front, it is now Delaney running in second with Robert Miller trying to recover from his accident. He is back to the top 3. But Cole Macheski dives it in deep there on the bottom of the racetrack, and he made it stick for a moment. Nowhere to go for Gossett as he's trying to get through these packed cars as well. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. It's just everybody's all over the dang racetrack right now.
Yeah, just the typical Kansas at this point, you can really say. Gitter amongst the few at the top side of the front of the field, amongst the field at the bottom as they start scattering around doing crits, trying to block lines with Sean O'Brien Jr. back there. Coming up 40 laps to go as Miller gets side drafted off the corner. Hoffman zips by. Gossett nearly hits the back into the 15.
They hang on to it right now. Oh man, this is good racing right here. You got the 33 up there on the top trying to make it work. I think he's going to get a good old run here on the exit of the corner if he's able to get by. He's going to have a slight run, not a huge run, but that 97 is going to lose a lot of momentum on the bottom. They're still going to stay 3 wide. They're 3 by 3 right now. This is all for just outside the top 5. They're trying to get every position they can get, but Gossett's so close to the wall, they hang on to it. Love seeing this type of racing up front. Gossett's now trying to make a move for third. Here he comes to the bottom of that 92. Hoffman on the top, Gossett on the bottom. Will he be able to prevail? He's got a great run. That 33 car's trying to come back from 2 accidents today to win this race. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, but he's got a pretty dang good car to be able to try and do it. So it's kind of a comeback story, to say the least.
Sorts of squabbling now. Gossett boxed in the top 5 once again. He has been bouncing back every single time tonight. And this is now the 3rd time he's had to charge back through this pack to get in position. This has been an unreal night for the 33.
Yeah, really surprising me. I didn't expect that out of the 33 car after his incidents, but he's done a good job of keeping the car straight underneath him. We'll see if he's able to continue that. We got a long way to go, so don't think this thing's over by any means. But still, Patrick Gitter's got a good lead now. The top 6 have really scooted out to a little bit of a lead as the 6 tries to come down the block to 33. He gets the job done on the block, barely, but that 33 has a lot of speed. Oh my gosh, he dove it in deep trying to get to second place. And that 6 car keeps cutting the air off of that 33 car. Now they are 2 wide for the lead. Here comes Delaney to the bottom. Trying to make it work, not enough. There goes Gitter with a little bit of a run due to the outside line. Not that much 3 wide anymore. They're starting to see cars take 2 lanes now. Delaney trying to get down to the bottom. Not enough time to do it. 33. Here comes Gossett back on the bottom. And take a look at this. He's going to have to tuck right back in. But here comes Adam Benefiel, also involved in a lot of accidents today. He's up to the top 5 as well, trying to battle with Hoffman. It is a crazy battle of ups and downs up in the top 10s today, all throughout this field. But the battle for second still rages on. Gossett trying to make the bottom work into turn 1. He dives it in deep. He's going to have the grip to be able to make it work. Will he be able to have that second place spot? He does. He's all over the back bumper of Patrick Gitter for the lead.
Here he goes. Gossett going inside, outside, controlled by Gitter. Gossett looking for the slide. Not able to clear on by. It looks like he'll have to reset once again to try and get this done. Still 34 laps to work with in the race. And this is going to be the tough thing. Gitter now having to go off his preferred line to block. Air taken off the spoiler by Gossett. Gossett sidetracks down the back straightaway. He gets to the numbers. Now pushes up. A slide chop for Gossett. Can he park it in front of Gitter? He slides up. Yes. Crossover back.
Under
for his
move.
lead.
Oh, there you go. Just like that for the lead. Gitter's trying to make the bottom work. Here comes Delaney now with a big run. This is going to be awesome. Gossett's trying to make the middle lane work. He's got turn 1 and 2 dialed in that 33 car. He will take the lead, and we have a new leader. There he is, Tommy Gossett in that 33 car. What a race for him to get back up towards the front of this thing. He's willing to go through hellfire to get to the front.
You mentioned Anna Benefield's been in the same boat. You know who's also been in that? Nicholas Vroman. He is up since some of the incidents early on and all the repairs, up 30 as of late. It's been an unreal recovery for him quietly all night.
Great job in general, man. I mean, if you're able to make it to the end of these races in general, especially a race like this, you deserve a lot of credit to be able to get to the end. We gotta remember, a lot of these guys had to come from the back to the front at least once. So it's cool to see that they're able to, like, you know, just relax. I think the only one who really hasn't is Patrick Gitter. He's been up towards the front most of the day. I mean, the most he started back in second, and he's been running second. So, I mean, not really a low day for that 21 car, but everybody else around him just seems to have pushed so hard trying to get to where they are. Paul Hill included. He's started just inside the top 10, but our top 5 consist of cars that started in 42nd, 37th, and 32nd. So a lot of guys outside the top 30 in the top 5 right now.
Indeed. Benefield tries to slot up. Blocked off as now it gets interesting with less than 30 laps to go. For all the drivers cycle forward here. Benefield, it's going to be important to make sure those tires get held up. It's been a rough one, and he's had a busy time. You were talking with him earlier today. One of the major things he mentioned, had to fix something in the car, had headset issues, had to go to Walmart, had to start dead last, was one of several drivers who didn't put up a qualifying time with the charter and has had to fight. He was actually on pit road to start the race. With how today is gone, Benefield has had to battle just to get here.
One of the best things about that conversation I had with him was that he just really wanted to just finish well. He was hoping for a top 10, and his number one thing he said is Ryko brought some good cars today. So he knew who his competition was early in this race. That 83 knew he had to try and beat the Ryko cars. Right now, he's sitting third with Ryko leading this thing. But we'll see how this thing plays out the longer it plays. 28 laps to go, coming to get 27 when they cross the stripe. It could be any of these guys' races, but Delaney, caution is out. That changes everything.
Yet again, another yellow, and it's Jason S. Taylor involved in this one. This wreck was the whole back straightaway, can confirm. Him and the 62 getting involved all the way down into the corner.
Yeah, Jedi Taylor there, he just was not clear. He was not clear. He came up and tried to clear himself in front of the 62. Was not quite clear. So that spun him out. That brings out the caution. And here we are again. Let's take a look at that again. You'll see here, he's going to come through the corner here on the middle lane. And he's going to try and make a move to make it work, but he has to lift off the throttle a little bit. He's a little loose. Same thing with the 64. They'll both lose some ground as he tries to get up the hill to move up in front of the 62. Not quite clear. Neil Pearson and him make contact. Only a 2-car crash. They'll be able to get that damage repaired and still be able to continue and most likely not lose a lap. But not something you want to experience. But now it all changes. We are going to be lining these things up. Who's going to come down pit lane and get tires? Let's take a look. We got Patrick Gitter here. Does he have tires? We'll have to see who comes down pit lane. Some cars do, some don't. And right now, Hoffman's in, Vroman's in. Some cars that stayed out are like Carl Dodson, Matt DiCianni, Evan Mesnard, Patrick Gitter stayed out. Everybody else has come down pit lane.
A mixed bag and a lot of people taking 2 tires on top of it here. Gossett took 2. 2 tires for Vroman. Miller took 2. This gets nerve-wracking, to say the very least, on the strategy now. And this is exactly what the nerves were like, talked about by some of these drivers.
I mean, I'm shaky, and I'm in the booth up here, guys. I mean, this is not what you expect to see out of a race, but you can't pick who's going to win. It's not like it used to be where you had a dominant car who knew was going to win. Right now, with all these cautions, it just makes it so unpredictable. And it's so crazy to think that even with all these cautions, out of 43 starters, we have 32 cars still on the lead lap right now, which is still wild to me that we can still have all these wrecks, but still 32 cars out there on the racetrack. And 33rd is 14 laps down, still also out there on the racetrack. Everybody else on the lead lap. There's no 1 lap down, no 2 lap downs. Everybody else is still on the lead lap too, which is phenomenal. And it just tells you one of 2 things. One, everybody didn't wreck too hard that did wreck. And those that wrecked just a little bit don't have too much of a penalty because the car is still able to hold up to hang on to the lead lap. And you don't get a long run to where you can get laps. So it's just exciting to see that can happen. I mean, Cameron Stone hit the wall head on pretty dang hard, but he's still running 21st on the lead lap. I mean, I don't know if that's nothing against Cameron, but that's just saying that I don't know if these cars should be allowed to do that. Or if you hit the wall head on, that your car is still able to run. You know what I'm talking about, Justin? It just seems way too lenient.
Here we go. Patrick Gitter, Evan Mesnard, Richard Kleinman, Matt DiCianni, and Carl Dodson all stayed out this caution. Tommy Gossett the first on 2 tires. The first on 4 is Jonathan Delaney over Adam Benefiel. Get your bubble wrap out. It's time to wrap your cars for safety. All set to go for the restart with 24 laps to go. Back underway. Inside line gets the jump from the Fortis cars. The outside of Mesnard caught sleeping as everybody tries to find a way around the 73.
Terrible restart by Richard Kleinman. Terrible. They're wrecking in the back. Nolan Hodgson DQ'd out of the race. Dunzo. We got another 4-wide battle here. They hang on to it. Up front, battle for the lead. It is Patrick Gitter with it right now. DiCianni's going to try to go to the bottom. Here comes Adam Benefiel to the bottom of Nicholas Vroman. This is for third and fourth place on the track. More cars hitting the wall all throughout this field. But the lead of the race, Patrick Gitter and Matt DiCianni, side by side. Patrick Gitter, remember, he stayed out. This is not going to be a race that he's going to be able to win on his own. He's going to need some help here. As that 83 closes in on them. 83 tries to make a move to the bottom. Doesn't work. Here comes Vroman trying to look middle. He goes middle. 3 wide for the lead here at Kansas with just 23 laps to go. When they cross the stripe, it'll be 22. Vroman in the middle. He was wrecking earlier, and they are wrecking in the back. There they go. More cars are DQ'd, taken out. We got Hoffman involved. No caution. No caution. Still 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Adam Benefiel to the middle, trying to make it work on Vroman. It is going to be between 2 cars that were involved in multiple accidents. Now in the top 2 spots. Who will it be? I have no idea.
2 tires seem to be working really well for Vroom. All this is with Paul Hill. Give it a bad bump to Benefiel. That was scary for Benefiel. He is lapping on the radio, but that was nearly disaster for the field.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe what they're doing out here. Where'd Gossett go? He's in the middle, 3 wide for 5th. He's trying to come back up through the field. Remember, he took a few tires as well. But up front, Vroman, that 4-tire stop, genius idea right here if he took 4. I'm not 100% sure if he did or not. But right now, he's got the lead. He's got to hang on to it. We got Delaney catching up. Got Benefiel catching up. Any one of these guys can win. It's just a matter of being able to stay out of trouble and hanging on to the car. New fastest lap, Jonathan Delaney. That 6 car is on rails right now. He is coming through this field. He makes a move down to the bottom of Adam Benefield. To the bottom, trying to make it work. Still even. He's at his door. That 83 trying to hang on the top. He will barely be there. He's going to have to let off that 6 car. Can't quite make the move work. That 95 is so happy to see this in his rearview mirror right now. He loves seeing it.
This is exactly what he wants to have happen. Benefield is spending more time fighting with Delaney than he is having to defend any maneuvers. Benefield tries the outside, runs the seam for good measure for the balance. Still 18 laps to go in what has been true battle. Near 3 hours on the docket for racing tonight. Benefield closes up. Not able to force a mistake as he goes bottom this time. Instead, he makes a mistake with the wiggles.
I mean, you got to be thinking, how many incident points do these guys have left? I mean, with how many cautions that we've had with these guys involved, you got to be worried that they cannot push their cars 100%, as it looks like that 83's got him down to the bottom, trying to make it work. A little side draft. Roman cuts him off. This ain't over by any means. We got 17 laps to go here. Any one of these guys can win this race. That 83's got a good run here on the bottom. I think that we're going to see Adam Benefield take the lead away if he's lucky. Not quite lucky enough. Still not enough momentum to make the bottom line work. We'll see if he can get it in 3 and 4. Down to the bottom. You got Delaney trying to make the middle work. Roman up top. These guys have been up front almost every race this year, trying to win yet another one for these guys. Paul Hill, though, sitting in 4th, waiting for the right opportunity. You got Gossett there as well, trying to wait for the right time to make the move and strike. Any one of them can do it. It's just waiting for the right time to make the move.
Delaney's moved up to 2nd. Benefield drops all the way behind Hill and now alongside Gossett. 16 laps to go as in the wall goes Gossett. A push-up now by Hill as he tries to move up and defend the lanes, but Delaney now having to play some aero games.
Oh, contact over the lead. Yeah, up front in the lead right here. That 6 car's trying to use the bumper. He made it work. He got that 95 loose. He's making a move down to the bottom. Here comes Paul Hill, also for the lead. The 6 car down to the bottom. He's going to do a slide job up the hill, but here comes the 95 with an under-over move. He's going to have a run off the corner. He's going to try to go down to the apron to make the pass for the lead. Still side by side with 14 laps to go. Who will it be? You got Paul Hill trying to make the top work. Delaney trying to make the middle line work as Roman parks it right in front of that 6 car. 6 is going to have the momentum. Here comes the 83 again. Now Gossett trying to make the bottom work. Any one of these guys, they are driving the wheels off this thing right now.
This is nerve-wracking right now. Delaney trying to take the air off the spoiler. 13 laps to go. Now a block by Vroman. Vroman blocks all the way around the racetrack. Delaney goes for a slide. He tries to go for the slide chop to the corner. Delaney up to the lead as Vroman goes for the crossover.
Oh yeah, this is just wonderful racing. I love seeing this. 13 to go, coming to 12. That 6 car trying to do another under-over move to the bottom of the racetrack. No contact, even a clean slight contact. They hang on to it. Still, the top 5, even 6 now. Lucas Hoytsma joins the party. And even Devin Medeiros is catching up to this field, up towards the front. Devin Medeiros, we haven't seen him up front all year. But here comes Paul Hill, trying to make the bottom work for the lead. Paul Hill almost won in Atlanta, almost won last week at Texas, and now is trying to win here at Kansas. Maybe 3rd time's the charm. He's got that middle lane rolling. He's got it working for him. He's going to come to the line as he's going to be 3 wide. Here comes the 95 of Nicholas Roman to the bottom. He makes it work. 3 wide for the lead into turn number 1 and 2. There goes Delaney from 1st to 3rd in just 1 corner, even 4th maybe if he's able to hang on to the race car. More cars all over the place. More of a run for that 6 car trying to get back his spot that he lost. 95 up top, not gaining a lot of ground. 6 is loose. He's trying to slide up the hill. Hang on to that race car, buddy. Slight contact, still 3 wide for the lead with 10 laps to go here in the full-length Cup Challenge.
There goes Roman on the high side. Inside now by Hill. Delaney runs middle. A squeeze down by the 6. Roman has the line, hit the wall. Doesn't matter, he clears. Now Delaney trying to set up another send. Some phenomenal racing for this race lead. Delaney once again gets alongside. Vroman has the better run on the outside. 9 laps to go. 4 cars covered by a blanket.
Oh my gosh, and it's been so clean. But that 83, I think he's going to have a run here on the outside. He might push Roman in front of Delaney. That's going to definitely do that. Benefield now trying to make that outside line work, but he's going to get blocked here by Vroman. I mean, Vroman's sitting in a very nice spot right now. That 6 car is doing everything he can to make the bottom line work. The 33 car of Gossett goes through the grass behind them. No caution, no crash. He's actually DQ'd. That takes him out of the race. Now that 6 car trying to make the bottom line work. You got Paul Hill, Adam Benefield. These guys are all over the place trying to hang on to their cars. That's only going to help Vroman scoot out of the way. So Vroman tries to scoot away, but not enough. That 83 car dives it in deep on the bottom. Going to slide up the hill, see if he's able to carry that momentum. He's going to hit the wall. That's going to slow him down even more. Now Vroman is going to scoot away to almost a quarter of a second lead over the rest of the field. We'll see if that lasts as Paul Hill relies on that top line to try and catapult him up to the back bumper of Vroman. He's using the draft now down the back straightaway, and he is closing in very, very slowly, but he's still going to get there. He's running the middle lane now, lane lower than where Vroman is. Not going to have enough of a run here. Vroman hangs on to the lead as they cross the stripe with just 6 laps to go.
And they have lap traffic ahead. That's going to add to the complexities of this here. Jason S. Taylor and Clayton Hoffman are the lap cars up the road that they're going to have to deal with here. And that's going to potentially play a factor on how they run the lines here. Slade's starting to separate for Vroom up at the front. Delaney's still wanting to podium though, still trying to take the air off Benefield's spoiler. Coming to 5 laps to go. High five for Barney.
5 laps to go in this race. We'll see who's going to do it. Well, Taylor's up here. He's going to be our lapper here on the bottom of the racetrack. Hopefully he doesn't cause too much of a stir with this lead battle. We even have one car, I think, currently sitting on the bottom of turns 1 and 2 in the grass. Not entirely sure as to why, but that's not going to bring out a caution if he doesn't move, so I don't think he will. Still, that 95 car gets by the lapper, the 60, and that will open up that gap even more, I think, between the 95 and the 26 as they are wrecking on the front straightaway. 1 car's in the grass. It looks like it's Cole Macheski. He hangs on to it. No, he's spinning in turn 1 and 2. Around he goes. No caution. No caution yet. Now caution is out. There you go. Oh, that changes everything.
And who has a set left? Let's take a look.
I don't know.
This is going to be wild. Just contacted the wall. They just came down like on top of Thomas.
Like he wasn't even there. He wasn't there. And then he tried to save the race car, couldn't do it. And brings out a caution, man. We're going to have a green-white checker finish here at Kansas. Man, that's about, you know, what I think is proper for the type of racing we just got there. That was phenomenal by the front 5. Like all throughout this field, they showed a lot of great speed. You see Kulmacheski still trying to hang on to the car. Did a great job not hitting anything. But still up front. Now this is the question. Let's look at the leaders. Let's try and find out who has a set and who doesn't. Who's going to risk it? Who won't? Vroman is up on the bottom lane of the racetrack right now through turns 3 and 4. Behind him we got Paul Hill. The only ones on the apron I'm seeing is Devin Medeiros and the 83 right now, and also Delaney are down on the apron. I think that they might be coming down. Delaney does. No, he doesn't. He fakes out the pit lane. He does not come down. So no pit stop there. No one is going to come down pit lane, and they are going to race to the end on what they have underneath them.
Beds are made, it looks like, in this case. So most of the field does stay out, and it looks like the tire sets. It's run what you brought at this point. We'll be back for the finish after this break. You're watching Maconi Entertainment. More coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge after this.
You want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, for green-white checker territory here in the FLCC. We're down to 25 cars on the lead lap, and we're out of tire sets. Nicholas Roman and Paul Hill on the front row. Jonathan Delaney and Adam Benefield, row number 2. Darrell's and Stone in row 3. Lucas Hoytsma and Sean O'Brien, in the top 8. Hunter and Anderson, your top 10. Just 2 laps to decide it from Kansas. Green flag is out. Great restart from Nicholas Roman as the battle is on for second.
They were saving gas under that caution. I think some folks might be close with this green-white checkered finish here. So right now, Roman's got the lead by a little bit. Paul Hill's loose on the top side. He's going to try and carry that momentum down the max straightaway. He's getting a shot there from the 6 car Delaney. That outside line is going to have a lot of momentum going into turns 3 and 4. Not the only thing that can stop him right now is a crash. Is the 26 is loose. He hangs onto the race car, and we're going to get white flag. 1 lap to go here from Kansas. Nicholas Roman's got this lead in the bag as long as he doesn't make a mistake. Here comes Adam Benefield on the 83 on the bottom, trying to make that work. I don't know if it's going to be able to be enough to catch back up to the back bumper, but they're battling for positions throughout this field, heading through 3.
Nicholas Roman has had to scratch his claw from early incidents, having to get repairs after the opening stage. Since then, it's been a battle to get here. Nicholas Roman will take the checker flag and win at Kansas as huge crash for Delaney at the stripe.
Oh my
Delaney.
golly! Everybody flipping, flying in the back of the field as they cross the stripe. Cars that you wouldn't expect to finish in the top 10 do. This is amazing. Nicholas Roman came back from an absolute chaos field race to win. He's drifting turns 3 and 4 right now as we're looking at these crashes. Let's take a look and see what happened. You'll see the 6 car getting involved and a few other cars as well involved. Here they go through the corner for the final time. That 20 car's blinking, that's Medeiros. 6 car tries to make it work, tries to make a move to the top, makes contact with the 83, and he gets checked up. Huge crash, multiple cars flying in the air, piling in. And DeCiani's involved, Patrick Gitter. You got the 48 of Tyler Hunter as on the front stretch. Nicholas Roman is doing a burnout there at the Kansas Speedway, winning here. He's just so happy for this full-length Cup Challenge win. You just know it. And I'm excited to talk to him here in a little while.
Nicholas Roman gets to celebrate the race win. We'll take a step aside once more. Post-race coverage coming up. Nicholas Roman, your winner here at FLCC. More coverage coming up in just a moment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's coverage here tonight from the virtual Kansas Speedway. The FLCC here on Maconi Entertainment. Let's take a look at your unofficial race results where Roman comes away with a win tonight by 4/10 over Adam Benefiel. Third spot goes to Devin Medeiros, followed by Lucas Hoitzman, Sean O'Brien Jr. the top 5. Cam Stone and Jonathan Delaney in 7th. Kritz, Zolciak, and Williams your top 10.
Great nights for those, but finishing in 11th will be Tanner Marty, 12th, Bobby Anderson, Patrick Gitter, Paul Hill, these guys crashing across the line, Matt DeCiani, Tyler Hunter, Neil Pearson, Thomas Kulmacheski, top 20, Carl Dotson in 19th, and Stoney Benfield in 20th.
21st going the way tonight of Larry McDonald. Kleinman in 22nd, Taylor, Clapper, Nuo, and Huffman back there. Gossett was a DNF along with Hutchison, Miller, Mesnard, and Truo, all a part of the DNF list.
Matt White finishing in 31st. Ryan Jones, Nolan Hodson, Daniel Llewellyn, great finish for them tonight. Got Dustin Hall on the 1, Jacob Simpson, Derek Heitman, Ben Tracy, William Owens, and Dave Hoitzma rounds out your top 40, with 41st being Briley Brickley, Chad Sander, and Ryan Strunk rounding out your top finishers for the day.
So John Devon with the run roller here tonight where Nicholas Roman comes away with a race win tonight. Let's take the opportunity to speak with Nicholas Roman. Nicholas, it was a battle tonight. How would you describe that one as you had to fight, and I mean fight, to get this one?
You know, I hate we had so many cautions, but I want to thank people too, because I had 6 minutes of damage, and without all those yellows, I wouldn't even had an opportunity to get that win. So, yeah, man, fight is the word. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Well, first of all, what put you in that spot in the first place? We've seen you had to get repairs early on. How difficult was it to not get damaged with so many people knocking the wall down early on?
I put myself back there. I sped on pit road like a big dummy. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking or doing. I just doing whatever out here. I don't know. But yeah, man, I spun someone. I forget who it is. I think it was the Raytheon car. I do want to apologize to him. That was my fault. But no, I got the damage. Someone was cut down a track, crossed my nose, and killed me. But yeah.
So, with that being said here, a bit of a different taste coming up. How do you feel about Indy cars for the All-Star race next week?
I don't think I've ever done a race there, so it'll be a first experience for me, so I'm not really too sure.
A first time in Indies or first time at Indianapolis?
Indy cars. I don't think I've ever done an IndyCar race at Indy.
Well, you're definitely going to have to learn. Anyone you want to thank for the run?
Yeah, man. Thanks, my spotter Pete, dude. He may not be good at math, but he's good at calling stuff out and keeping me company during these long races. And shout out to Ryko, Ken and the guys back there. They put together, these pieces every week. So shout out to them. Shout out to you guys in the booth, man, and shout out to everybody on the track. And again, sorry to the Raytheon car. Forget your name, but that was 100% on me.
Congratulations on the run here tonight, Nicholas.
Thank you.
Nicholas Roman coming away with a win tonight. Second spot going to Adam Benefield. Adam, not sure if you expect to be here. You started on pit road, actually, for this race tonight. How was it scratch and clawing your way through this pack?
Oh, well, before I get started, I really need to give an apology to Delaney. I was not trying to do what happened. I was legit just trying to kill the momentum of his run, so I'm seriously sorry to Delaney for that. I hate that happened, but yeah, I missed the grid because I went to go get a beverage, and I knew it was going to be a long night, and I thought I had more time than I did. But you know, we had a good car. We had a really, really good car. I feel like I passed probably the most cars tonight. I think I came from the back 3 times. But I told Kurt at the beginning of the night, you know, we showed up tonight with to chew bubble gum and kick butt, and we were all out of bubble gum. So we come up 1 spot short. I didn't even know Roman was still on the lead lap. He got into a wreck, and I thought he was gone. I didn't even realize he was on the lead lap, and then here he comes. But I knew that all the Ryco guys were going to be tough. They've been fast all week, and felt like we finally had something that was more on their level. It just every time we took 10 steps forward, we had something happen, and we fell 2 steps back and had to, you know, come back to the front or come back to get back up there. But we were there at the end when the pay window opened, but 1 spot short, and it is what it is.
Well, you answered a lot in terms of the context of what I was going to ask. I will ask this here then. In this approach, how would you describe the team aspect and how things have gone in that dynamic this season in terms of the team fight?
Like for the league, the teams for the league?
Yes, your team for Team Conti, a part of your drivers in the league.
Yeah, I mean, hell, we were going to have a great night with just 3 of us. Hasty was in Kansas with Corey Heim with the Truck-On truck racing tonight, and I have no idea how they did. Hopefully they won, but we had a great night going, and then freak accident happened. Like there was a bottle up that had nothing to do with us, and then a random 2-footed net code that got Cam and Bobby together, and it shot Bobby back up the track, and Dustin had nowhere to go, and then, you know, Cam had nowhere to go, and he was trying to get it back together. But I mean, we're not going to catch the top. I think we're completely out of the championship on winning the team championship, but we're trending, I would say. We're bringing really good cars. We're having a lot of good runs. We got a lot of good tracks coming up for us. So, and then we got the build too. That's going to throw a big wrench in everything. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Now, the next question involves the All-Star race, where it's $200 to the winner. We'll touch upon the rules in full coming up here, but you're once one of the drivers, obviously, with some of the wind speed earlier seen this season, that you're going to have a chance to race in an Indy car. How do you and the Conti guys feel about running in an open-wheel car?
Yeah, let's do it. Put them up on the dash and see what you got, really. I mean, it's the only place it pays is first, so, you know, we're either going to end up in the catch fence or talking to y'all at the end of the race, and we've been building me and Audie have been building IndyCar set all week, so getting ready for our guys over at Team Conti Sim Performance. So we got something dialed up for it. We had a really good piece last year in the Indy 500, so I think we'll have a really good piece this year. But yeah, you know, hey, the faster the better. That's what I say. You know, I like it. Let's go 250. Or 240, whatever they go. I'm down for it.
Anyone who want to give a shout out to your 2 tonight?
Everybody at Team Conti Sim Performance, Cam and Dustin. I hate they got into a wreck. That sucks. But everybody that helps, Bobby for the league, even though I think he don't like me because he always bans my chat. You guys from
that was pretty good.
You guys for broadcasting. Give a shout out to Uncle Rob in the chat. He's always here every single Saturday night watching us. Again, sorry to Delaney. Y'all keep showing me and Delaney side by side, and it just makes me feel worse. So y'all got to show something else different. Like, but sorry to him again, and yeah, we'll see y'all. You know, with no fenders next week.
Congratulations on the run here tonight.
Thanks.
Adam Benefield coming away second spot tonight. Devin Medeiros coming away in third. A surprise run. He's with Kirk.
Devin, you did it, my guy. You got yourself a podium. I am so happy for you. Tell me, how on earth did you take that 20 car from the back of the pack all the way through this field and somehow get yourself a top 3?
The whole field kept deciding they wanted to kill each other, and I kept getting by it. I was in the middle of it, and I kept sneaking right through it. So it was a pretty messy race, but I guess I lucked out, so.
That is absolutely for sure, Devin. I got to ask you this. And that last little run, when you came from, like, I think you were in 5th or 6th or something like that, how'd you get the 3rd on that last little restart there to get to the front?
Yeah, well, first of all, I was not very happy a caution came out because I felt like I had 5th locked up, and I would be more than happy with a 5th place points. But on the restart, I think Adam and Roman were in front of me, and thankfully, Roman was the leader, so we got a good jump on the inside line and was just able to run the preferred line I wanted the whole time and then get to the top really fast and kind of just block from there. And then coming out of 4 on the white flag, kind of grease on the track is what it feels like, and you just want to go straight to the wall. And I just sent it and hope it stuck, and it stuck. So barely got Hoytsman at the line.
That was pretty dang good racing there, Devin. I got to ask you there, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or anything at all?
Yeah, for sure. Jared Gradzicki, he's my spotter. He spotted me that whole race. He is an amazing spotter. He's probably 50% of the reason I was even able to get 3rd place. Also, Precision Speed Solutions. Alex Murray builds setups over there. Literally no practice this week. I jump in, I was able to get 3rd. So huge shout out to him because without those setups, I would not have been able to get 3rd place tonight. Also, my team, I think a few of them, got unlucky tonight. I think Tyler was almost going to get like a top 5, and I think he might have got wrecked on the last lap, which is super unfortunate. And then Evan and Tanner, they just got a few of the incidents tonight. And then also, I think my parents are watching right now, so shout out to them for watching, and that's all. Oh, and you, Kirk, because you're technically on my team too.
Yeah, sure, a little bit for you. Well, anyway, congratulations there, Devin. I'm really happy for you. Congrats getting your first top 3 of the season, and I look forward to seeing if you can get any more.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
Same, sir. All right, back to you, Justin.
Devin Medeiros rounding out the top 3. I'd like to take the time to thank the entire top 3 speakers during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. The All-Star race is next, and here is how it's going to work. When it comes to the All-Star race, it's fully structured like a normal weekend with qualifying. All the 2025 race winners, the 2023 100% Cup Series winners, and any prior Cup champions for 100% Cup Series automatically qualify. All other drivers must qualify on time. 33 starters will be in the field for the race. 200 laps, 500 miles, next Saturday night, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, to see who will get the chance to kiss the bricks for what will essentially be your all-star race. And it's going to be a different flavor of racing here, Kirk, for these drivers.
I have never personally called it an Indy 500 before. I'm really excited for these guys. You heard it there. Some of the drivers haven't even driven an Indy car in their career. The winner of this race has not driven an Indy car yet. So it's going to be wild to see how these guys are going to take to these open wheels. I think it's going to be a lot more about the fun. Sure, up front, they're going to go for that $200, but if you're running back in the back 15 plus, who knows? Anything could happen. It's going to be wild, and I hope to see you all there tuning in live. It's going to be amazing, and I look forward to doing that next week.
See what happens next time out, but it's time to say goodbye. Thank you once again for tuning in for tonight's action. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Kirk Mills. DJ Lyon was producing. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. I hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.
you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.